Hello and welcome to the Top Corner Podcast Live. Joining us, as always, every week for the European Football Roundup. We've got 4 guests in the studio. I don't know why we're getting a bit of
And an echo.
It's very good in it. You gotta love the echo.
Twice the content.
There we go.
Wait, you had intro to us, we're not allowed to talk.
We never get an intro right, actually. But joining me every week in the studio, we've got our 4 guests. We'll start off with a guest that joined us last week, who's now a permanent member of the residence. We've got Kieran D.
Hello.
Welcome to the studio. We've got another one that's with us every week, another Kieran. Kieran L.
Hello. Yeah, hello.
And then we've got
The return.
our good old Rowan returning to the studio.
Back!
As always, he's back with
sorry.
a bang.
Hey,
I'm going to take that microphone off because that buzzing is
That
absolutely
means
awful.
Rowan quiz live.
It's a quiz live at the end of the main feature.
Absolutely
It's at
love
the end.
it.
So we've got 4 people in the studio. I think it's the first time since the first episode. We've got a lot to cover over the next hour and a half. We've got draws, more draws, and Riyad Mahrez. That's
How
what
do
I've
you
called
like
this
it?
Sounds like Old Trafford.
week. So I think further ado, let's go straight to the first topic of the week.
Yeah, so
We've got no problem.
Yeah.
Has anybody got anything they want to talk about straight away?
I think we might talk about the FA Cup.
Yeah,
Because we're doing
why
the
not?
stream
That's a good
Monday.
shout, that's a good
Yeah,
shout.
It was a great thank you to everyone that actually tuned in and watched.
Yeah, we really do.
And everyone that
appreciate
commented
it.
as well, because that really helped
There was,
us. Commented
For,
live.
for us, there was quite a fair amount of people that turned up to the stream.
That's great, isn't it?
It was really good. We got a lot of questions, which we answered about Reading, a couple of the subjects and things like that. But we're going to talk very briefly about the FA Cup because obviously Kieran D's with us. He wasn't here when we did the draw on Monday evening. And being a Manchester United fan, you've got a fixture against Wolves. What are your thoughts?
It's going to be the 4th time in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's tenure that he's gone to Molineux and not won. Not confident at all. I knew we'd get a hard draw. And yeah,
But it's the magic of the cup, so the underdogs, Man United, might come out on top.
It's always a tricky game, I think, for any side, especially the top 6. Whenever they see Wolves,
I feel especially the top 6. But in the bottom half, I feel like going to Wolves. A lot of teams in the bottom half actually managed to get points from, especially last season.
Yeah.
Like Huddersfield went there and won.
Huddersfield did the double over them last year, which is
well, exactly.
how in the world have they done a double over a European football side?
It's difficult to see that, but
It's crazy to think because it's clearly a big game mentality that they've got. They go into these games against Liverpool, Manchester United, City, and they go, we can really make a mark for ourselves. And once again, the FA Cup is another big opportunity for them to make a mark. But
it's realistically, it's a cup that they might end up winning. They're definitely, in my eyes, one of the favourites to go on and win it.
Not because they're playing on Thursday nights as well. If they didn't have the added of European football, I think they could focus on the FA Cup a bit more. But for Nuno, be either a hindrance or a positive, likes having a small squad so he can work with a tight group of players. But when it comes to playing Thursdays, FA Cup, Premier League, I don't think you can get that balance with literally only having about 18 people week in, week out.
Well, ultimately, that's what killed Burnley off, innit, at the start of
Yeah.
last season. But I feel like there's a lot more quality players. They look a lot more fitter than the Burnley
Excuse
squad
me,
do.
are you saying Bardsley and is not a top quality player?
Did you see him yesterday?
He was class.
No, he wasn't. He was
Yeah.
awful. He got injured when someone cleared the ball. When Sterling.
It's called a
tapped him.
tactical movement.
Yeah. All right.
But a game that a fixture we kind of bizarrely predicted on Monday night. It's more for me and you, Kieran.
I don't know
I
how
think
this happened.
it was
really
about
don't.
Incredible.
15 seconds before Rotherham versus Hull was drawn out. I'm pretty sure I said on camera. Somebody said Rotherham v Hull's still in contention for a draw, and then literally the draw after I'd said that was Rotherham versus Hull.
That's incredible.
I mean,
Yeah,
being a Rotherham fan,
it was.
we were very, very lucky to scrape through. It was
Big match.
an incredible comeback, but
Yeah.
when you think of the quality of the opponent, it wasn't. It was embarrassing
They
to
crumbled-
be 3-0
they
down.
crumbled, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. It's the idea of a non-league side going up against a League One team. The fitness levels are just on another level. Even when you compare Championship teams to League One, they're still higher level quality. But a couple of other interesting fixtures that I've picked out from some of the major teams. Chelsea play Nottingham Forest. I think that'll be an interesting one at Stamford Bridge.
Well, Forest are always a good team in the FA Cup. Knocked Arsenal out a few years ago. They're It won't be an easy game for Frank Lampard, but
No.
at the moment I feel like he's got his team playing what they want to do, and I reckon they'll probably easily go through.
Someone's turned the phone off.
It was me.
I think what I said, I can't remember if I said it last week or 2 weeks ago on the podcast, that I want to see how Chelsea react when one of their young stars gets injured. Now that's happened, we saw them lose to West Ham.
They struggled. They struggled without Abraham. Giroud's not the same type of player.
This is why I brought it up on the podcast a few weeks ago. When these young stars get injured, how are they going to react? Because Lampard has got his team and he likes the players he's got. But when they get injured, it kind of all falls apart.
He needs to change the way, like, he needs to, play the game completely different as you play with Tammy. Like you said, there's
needs to have a plan B.
Two completely different players.
Yeah.
So play them high balls, because we know Giroud's good in the air. So why not try developing a new strategy?
It's a little bit similar to the problem that Man United are having at the moment with when a player like Martial, for example, when he got injured, they were awful. As soon as he comes back, they're not the best, but they're a lot better when he's on the pitch. And he's missing for tonight's game as well.
I was going to say, my issue with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer always was there's never a plan B.
Yeah.
He doesn't change his style of play. He can't change the style of play. He doesn't have the players to change the style of play. Chelsea do, but they're unwilling to change the style of play, which is why I think Batshuayi should be in rather than Giroud. Giroud for me is never a starter. I just don't see it.
Do you see more of an impact sub player like a Dzeko,
like a Llorente?
Yeah, that type of player.
Are you Llorente in disguise? Yes.
But then a couple of the other fixtures we picked out. Obviously, Wolves versus Manchester United will certainly be an interesting game. Middlesbrough versus Tottenham. Now, when we spoke about this one on Monday night, I said it depends whether Woodgate's still in the job by that point. Middlesbrough are in a relegation scrap right now. Well, if they get a new manager in...
Do you really think they'll beat Tottenham, though? Like, even if they do get a new manager?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is because it's at home, magic of the cup, and if they've got a new manager come in, a result like that can really change the season.
I mean, yeah, it could, but I just don't see how... the Tottenham have just got the quality for them.
Well,
I know Tottenham are at their best at the moment. They're conceding a lot of goals, but they are scoring.
I'm not saying Middlesbrough's going to win. I just think this it's just one of those fixtures where you look at it and you think, right, okay, Tottenham will very easily go and win it.
It will be...
Middlesbrough will put up a fight.
It's when you look at the ties, there's always that one game where you think, oh, that could be an upset. And this is probably the game that you're thinking, oh, there could be an upset.
Yeah, that's how I see the game. Well, and do any of you just feel like it'll be a straight-up Tottenham win?
Well, this is what I was about to say. For me, it depends on... This third round in general is an interesting round because we see how seriously teams are going to take it. For example, Arsenal should take this seriously.
I don't think they will, though.
Well,
but they're not contending.
For me...
What would be the point?
For me,
yeah, exactly.
For me, Tottenham... Do they solely focus on winning this? Do they look to try and regain form in the league and just abandon the FA Cup and try and go as far as they can in the Champions League? But with me, Mourinho as a manager does not get beat at Middlesbrough 9 times out of 10.
No.
Not in this game. I think if Tottenham still had Poch, I could see it, but not under bloody Mourinho.
Jose Mourinho always did well with Man United in the FA Cup. He got him to the final. He got sacked obviously last year. He got to I think it was the quarterfinals in his first year. Got beat by Chelsea.
You won the League Cup.
He won the League Cup. Won the Europa League in domestic competitions and cups and stuff like that. He does quite well with the teams.
Do you not think it's time for Tottenham to win a trophy?
Oh, definitely.
It should have been last year.
Yeah, they should have won the Champions League.
I was going to say, so I think my thing was when Tottenham were doing this rebuilding under Poch, start small, win one of the cup competitions, then start pushing towards big. They've kind of done it in a backwards way, where they were close to the Premier League when Leicester won it, and then definitely. They came third in a 2-horse race.
Arsenal are still on to that.
Then they got to the Champions League, and now they're kind of fighting for cups.
Do you think if he did win a FA Cup, even a League Cup, Poch would still be in his job, even if it was at the first year of his job?
I think it lost the dressing room.
I think it was the right time to change.
Yeah.
I
don't think it's his
fault.
Had
Tottenham won the Champions League, I think Pochettino would have left and said, the mission that I've had is complete. We've won a trophy. This is probably where the story will end.
He can't take that team any further.
Exactly. I think
it's an unfortunate end for him.
Tottenham aren't the type of club where you can go if they did win the Champions League, you can't just go right now. Let's go and win the Premier League because the quality and the depth in comparison to a Liverpool and a City is just. Liverpool and City are on another level in terms of quality-wise.
Well, speaking of City, they've obviously got FC filed
No,
That's
no, they
Sheffield
haven't.
United.
City have got
Oh,
Fired.
I've messed it up.
Well, Sheffield.
This
Tell
is
you
what
I'll
happens
do a
when
nice
you-
little
I was
segue.
gonna say,
It wouldn't
Sheffield
surprise me if City got filed though.
This
well,
is what
they got
happens
close to file.
when you try
Yeah.
and shoehorn in a segue when it's not scheduled.
He's
Stop
balled
it.
it.
Get it.
Well,
I'll just stick with what I
so
know.
having a segue in, Sheffield United do have AFC filed. I put that on there because AFC filed are one of the lowest ranked sides left in the competition.
There is one you've missed though.
Oh, have I missed off?
You've missed Boston United facing Newcastle if they get past Rochdale.
I only left that off
Oh, Christ.
because of the off chance that Rochdale
No,
might
Boston are going to win it.
win. Well, we'll
Boston
find
for the
out on that
cup.
one. Is it? I think the replays are on. Is it like the 15th or 16th?
Oh,
They've just been
later
announced
this
by
month.
BT.
Yeah.
It's
but,
Days of Champions League.
Sheffield United last year did actually lose to Barnet in the FA Cup. I think it was the FA Cup. They got knocked
I
out by Barnet.
can't see a similar.
It's a
scenario.
Yeah, I
different
think
team.
this is a very different Sheffield United in the Premier League.
Chris
They're
Wilder's got on
stubborn.
playing a very, very good, passionate way of football. The players want to play for the club, want to play for the badge. I think it'll be simple 2-0, 3-0.
Then we've got I put Rotherham Hull on there. Not the fact that it's a big game, just the fact that me and Kieran are Rotherham and Hull fans.
I
It
know-
is a big game.
I was going to say we are hopefully, God willing, going to attend the game because it
Fingers
is.
crossed.
We're going to, and then we can report on it here. But for me, it's. I would have liked to face Solihull because God bless them. They put up a really good
They
fight.
deserve to win.
It
I will
is.
give them credit. They played their hearts out for 70 minutes, and to be honest, for that 70 minutes that they were 3-0 up, we look like the non-league side. They look like the League One side.
We've had a nice relationship with the FA Cup. It's a
Oh,
little,
God.
it's got a small place in my heart because the time we made it to the final. But Rotherham last year in the cup competitions, you made it quite far. I think was it the quarter? Not in this cup, but didn't you make it to the quarters and get beat by City before they faced Burton?
Did you
No,
get beat
we
7-0?
third round 7-0.
Third round, all right, okay.
So we never.
Not the
I tell
quarters
you what,
then,
if we made
lads.
the quarters, we'd be having an absolute party.
That's
in
similar to
Rotherham.
the
I don't think we've ever
Hysaj
made the quarters.
Asian high
We
side.
tend to usually it's like the third, maybe the fourth round we'll get to, but we get knocked out. I mean, for me, I see it to be honest as we'll probably lose, but I think we'll put a decent fight.
Yeah,
Our
no,
away form tends to be better than home, so
I wouldn't be surprised looking back on this game though when we go to it if Rotherham do win. It would not surprise me because
It'd be nice.
it seems like two teams that are not in limbo, but they don't really know what to focus on at the moment. Like between us two, and the fact you struggled against Solihull for me means nothing because in these games when you're at home, we won't have the same fight Solihull did. That's just a
No.
fact.
Maybe
you
they
know.
showed a bit too much respect to Solihull in Rotherham. Maybe they.
I think it was more the tactics, to be honest. We were playing long ball right from the start.
Did
and,
Matt Smith start the game or was it Ladapo started?
Ladapo started.
So you're
Smith
playing
came
long
on.
ball without
So
having
we
Matt
were
Smith on the
We were
field.
playing long ball, which at the end of the day, Ladapo is not a long ball striker.
No.
He's a
Um,
chase balls in behind striker.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but another team that's facing off against a bigger side. Well, I'm giving you a bit of credit. Hull are a big side. Than
Thank
us.
you. Thank you.
But Man City face Port Vale,
What a surprise.
which is going to be. Anyone want to go? Very cheap tickets, maybe probably. How much are we guessing the tickets going to be?
They're probably going to be on offer £3 or
Three
something.
quid,
£7.36.
I
awful.
It's
will,
like how they did a Black Friday deal for the Shakhtar game.
as I explained to these, I will genuinely attend the game if Tom Pope plays against John Stones after slagging him off on Twitter.
Is John Stones still injured?
I don't know.
No.
No, he's not. He's back.
So how
So-
come he didn't play yesterday?
Who cares?
But they had Fernandinho, obviously. isn't
Pep's
the first
really
choice.
I know
liking
he said that
Fernandinho.
he's starting to
Yeah.
prefer Fernandinho at centre back.
That just says a lot about John Stones. Maybe Tom Pope's right.
Well, no, because as you grow older, you get, like we saw Schweinsteiger. He were a centre back at
Yeah.
Chicago Fire. So as you get older, you just slowly drop
You
down
move-
the
yeah,
pitch.
you move down.
Well, if you saw Rooney when he was an out and out striker, and then he ended up playing a cam, and now
And then
for me, he
midfielder.
could play centre mid if he wanted to.
Oh, yeah. There was
Well-
times he was in role in the centre mid role under Van Gaal.
Yeah, I know.
Another major game, which we talked about on Monday night, Arsenal versus Leeds. The last time these sides faced off was actually when Thierry Henry returned and he scored his first goal back in an Arsenal shirt. I think this one is one of the pick of the ties.
I feel like this game's going to be a really good game because I feel like Leeds could get something. It's the FA Cup.
Yeah.
The fans are going to be up for it.
Mm.
Arsenal are in a shaky situation at the moment. They'll put their youngsters out.
Wh-
And if Leeds do turn them over, then you're thinking, what's next
It's a
for the
very, very
What's
big
next for
statement.
Lundberg as well? Because I wasn't really convinced when they played
The
Norwich.
2-2.
But
It was his first game.
I was
Go
going to say, he'd only had a day in charge.
Yeah.
You can't really get your style of play across. But it's interesting, you've got to mention that Nketiah can't play
No,
because
he's not-
Nketiah's
can't.
on loan from...
Rumours that he's going to get recalled to Arsenal in January as well.
Really?
Yeah, did you guys know about that?
No.
Well,
Is Lundberg was just the assistant manager under Emery? Or
He
he was the
assistant-
under 21s, wasn't he? I thought.
see, that's
um,
probably if it's Lundberg
Yeah,
will
he's
bring
probably
him.
played with him, hasn't
Yeah.
he, before?
I think he started off as like an under 21s, then he was called up to be in like an assistant manager role,
Oh, there you go.
and then they've brought him in as like an interim manager for the time being.
And I mean, in terms of strikers, other than Aubameyang and Lacazette, Martinelli's not really a striker. Who else have they
No.
got?
Well, I was going to say there's no need to bring Nketiah back because you can play. We've seen him play in Europe, and I tell you what, Martinelli deserves a few more starts
Oh, he is.
for
He's,
me.
He
he's
looks
class.
great.
He honestly, and I don't think there's no need to bring Nketiah back for him to sit on the bench for the majority of games, get 10 minutes here and there. This is my same issue with Phil Foden. There's no point hindering his growth as a player when he's playing week in, week out at Leeds. Just leave him for a season. You can last.
Yeah.
till-
It happened
till-
yesterday with Phil Foden. He came on against Ballon for like 10, 20
That's what he
minutes.
does, though. And then
Exactly.
Pep says he
Yeah.
wants them for 500 million. It's a joke because I don't even really think he's that good.
Well, because we haven't seen him.
Well,
Exactly.
that is a problem. But I'd say the biggest tie in terms of the name and the authority of the game is Liverpool-Everton. The Merseyside derby, of course, is actually being played tonight.
I was about
in
to
the
say
Premier
that.
League,
Yeah.
which we'll talk about a couple of the weekend fixtures and the week fixtures later on. But Liverpool-Everton, at this point, how do you see this going? Because for me, Liverpool will just be coming off the back of the Club World Cup. They'll be coming off the back of a heavy Christmas schedule. Do they go into this very similar to the Carabao Cup and go, quite frankly, we don't care, we want
Well,
to focus on the Premier
and
League?
still end up bloody winning.
Everton
Well,
don't.
yeah,
when
exactly.
does.
And then Everton, is Marco Silva still going to be
Yeah.
there by January, do you think?
That's a big factor. If Marco Silva's still there, I feel like Liverpool, even the youngsters, Liverpool youngsters would beat Everton's
Ryan
first team.
Brewster.
I was talking about
Okay.
this the other day, though. I was talking about it to you, Josh, actually. Marco Silva probably won't be in a job, but I'm glad he's not lost his job after that Leicester performance because they
Yeah.
deserved so much more.
He looked absolutely gobsmacked at the end of that performance. I felt a little bit sorry for him, to be honest.
I was going to say, it feels like he can't catch a break because they played really well and they probably deserved at minimum a point.
At
from
the
that
end of the
game.
day, they got beat by quality, didn't they?
It's
Vardy
very
and Iheanacho.
Reminiscent of when Leicester played Wolves, when it ended 4-3 and Claude
Yeah.
Puel literally just said after the match, I genuinely don't know what happened. It was that type of thing for
It's just
Marco
football,
Silva where
it's just the
you
football
can
way
play
they
the most
time.
incredible game of football. There was another game actually in Spain where one of the teams dominated. We'll talk about later on. Atletico Madrid. They played an incredible game all match long, and just one moment of magic can completely turn a result from being potentially winning 3 points to winning nothing. But that is the FA Cup. That's on the weekend. I think the 3rd to the 6th of January.
3rd to 6th, yeah.
So that's going to be certainly interesting to have a look at. But we are going to move on to another draw which happened on Saturday night. We've got to talk about it again, boys. Euro 2020.
Hey.
We all love it. But we were a little bit disappointed.
We'll love it when the draw comes.
Yeah.
The tournament actually comes
Because
around.
me and Kieran L, we watched the draw live on Saturday evening, and we were fairly disappointed at the fact that the draw had practically already been done before it had started. So as you can see on the screen now for those watching on Twitter, by the way, if you have got any questions, do feel free to put them in the comments. If you are watching on Periscope as well, there's a link on the Twitter page at the _top corner where you can actually watch us on camera live. We've got the cameras available, which we're waving to
We're
now.
Oh, I thought it was the... Hello!
Wrong
But,
one. Wrong one.
Euro 2020. We'll start off with the first groups. We'll talk about this very briefly. Group A has got Turkey, Italy, Wales, and Switzerland
It's a
in.
good group.
Good battle for second.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
You
one of
really
those.
I think Italy will get first.
Yeah, no,
Only just,
Italy have
but-
turned a corner.
I don't know because Wales are that team that could upset them. They got really far in the last Euros.
I think Turkey as well. I think
Yeah,
Turkey, on the
Turkey had a
back of an
great-
incredible run of form.
That is a really interesting
And
group.
You know,
That'd
I'll
be a
say
really good group.
Switzerland just
I
so
was
they're not
gonna-
left
no,
out.
I was about to say you can never count out Switzerland though
They've
because
got- they've got
Switzerland have
some
got a
decent
quality
players.
side.
They've got players like Shaqiri. Xhaka always turns up for Switzerland.
Shaqiri always comes.
Sommer, the
yeah.
Fabian
goalkeeper,
Schär.
They've got a lot of good players in their side. But the kind of the one group we were disappointed in was Group B, which is the Denmark, Finland, Belgium, and Russia.
That's a walk
Because
for Belgium.
Group B had
And
already
Russia.
been decided. So Denmark, Belgium, and Russia were already in the group
That is a
before the draw
joke.
had even started. Which Belgium have quite clearly made it known that they're not happy with the way the draw's taken place,
But
which
This is the
they've got
thing.
every right to.
They still drew the balls out anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
They drew them out and went, Russia, where are they going to go?
Yeah,
the same group we
well,
said
oh,
earlier.
That was the problem. We watched it
God.
on the BBC, and the commentator
Yeah.
that was talking about it was said, "What is the point of drawing the groups out?"
I'm
if
glad.
they-
I'm
if you
glad
know
that
they're
someone's
gonna be in
actually said
anyway.
something though. I'm glad that someone's
Yeah.
actually spoke out on BBC, which is
Well, I think
Good
it
rare.
needs to be changed back to the way it was.
Oh,
It sapped the excitement. This whole playing it all over Europe for me is just an experiment that's not going to work.
I mean,
but
we'll find out
It's a
if
test,
it does
innit?
work. But
It's-
in the case of a draw, it kills the excitement because the World
yeah.
Cup, for example, when the draw happens for the World Cup, we're all excited because you don't know who's getting who. But with this, if
We
you
do.
are a Belgium or Russian fan,
we're getting beat. That's why I know.
We're getting
if you're,
Trinidad and
if you're a
Tobago.
Belgium or Russian fan, you've gone right. Okay, we already know two of our other opponents. We're only going to find out
Well, but
who's out of like top
doesn't that-
3 or 4.
That gives the advantage to those teams because they can already prepare for them, whereas the other teams aren't necessarily knowing who they're going to play yet.
I guess there's like a couple of different ways you look at it. You can look at it from a fan's perspective,
Yeah.
and you can look at it from like a national teams and representatives of the nation's perspectives. I mean, Kevin De Bruyne in a couple of months ago said in an interview how he was very disappointed the way the draw has taken place. But Group C is another one. It's Netherlands, Ukraine, Austria, and it's the playoff of the winner D section, which is either Georgia, Belarus, North Macedonia, or Kosovo. So
I'd like to see Kosovo in there.
Yeah, I think that's what we.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think obviously for me, I see that in my opinion as a clear, easy route for Netherlands to go through.
Oh, definitely.
And to be honest, I would have said that's how the group will end.
I don't know because Austria have got a few decent players. They just don't really ever turn up in these top competitions.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
I remember saying Austria were the dark horses of the last Euros, and I don't
Yes.
even think they picked up a point. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ukraine have got a couple of decent players in there. They've got Malyanovsky, they've got
Yarmolenko.
Yarmolenko, who on his day can be really, really good when
They've
he's not
got to
injured.
keep him fit though.
Exactly. They've got Junior Marais, who's been on fine form for Shakhtar Donetsk.
What a man!
But I think, in my opinion, I think that's how Group C will end. I think Netherlands will boss the group, and Ukraine and Austria might have a quite bit of a tight battle
Yeah.
for who comes
However,
second.
if Kosovo do get in there, I could see Kosovo maybe putting a challenge up there at least.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I was just looking back at the other groups.
That's
Were
alright.
Belgium and Russia in the same qualifying group?
They were.
They were indeed, which
Why-
is another
And-
one of the
and
problems.
I was about to say,
Same with England.
so were England and Czech Republic.
Yeah.
which is
So-
Group D. Very nice segue.
Well,
we get
Spain,
some good
wasn't
segues
Spain
in
and
today.
Sweden in the same qualifying group as well.
Ooh.
Please double check it, because if not, we might
Do you
have to
know
send
what?
you out.
It
like we
might
did
be
to
in the-
Rome.
pretty
it
sure-
might
I'm
be
pretty
I'll
sure.
just have a look now.
I'm pretty sure it was because it was 1-1 and Spain equalised in the last minute. I'm pretty sure it was.
That also
You know what?
was
You
because
might be
whack
right,
them in a
actually, 'cause I
different
remember
group.
watching that game.
Marcus Berg scored for Sweden.
So the Euro 2020 qualifiers, just to confirm, it was indeed Spain and Sweden. They
Yeah,
were
I
both
was-
in the
yeah.
same group. You are
Just
correct.
ruins it because it's just the same games we've seen.
But for example, Group D, with games we've seen, England, Croatia, the playoff winner of C, which is either Scotland, Israel, Norway, or Serbia, and then the Czech Republic, which England did play, of course,
We lost
in our
them.
qualifying
I was
group.
going to say,
lost away.
Czech Republic shocked us. They beat us.
Yep.
Croatia beat us in the World Cup.
Yep.
Just don't let it go.
Mandzukic.
I think if
And
we,
Croatia hit the front.
I think if we don't train properly for this tournament, I think we're in for a harsh reality because
Well,
Croatia can punish
The
us.
slight
We
issue
already
is
know.
there were reports that came out a couple of days ago that France offered a international friendly with England,
And we turned it
which
down.
England turned down because they're worried it will
That's a joke.
kind of break the squad mentality. So if they lose,
Well, we
the
don't
mentality
have to
will break
worry.
down, which is quite sad in my
That is a
opinion.
joke.
We don't have to worry, because if we win our group and France comes second in their group, we end up
Yes.
placing France
Well,
in the
that's
last
the thing.
16.
We'll talk about Group
But
F.
the thing is
which is going to
about-
be a tricky one. But Group E, I'll let you make it.
Just one thing. The thing is about England is Clive Tilsley said this pretty well when we played Montenegro. He said, "We're brilliant going forward, but we're never defensively tested by these teams we get in us group.
Yeah.
And we're never defensively ready when we go into the tournament because we always think, oh, we've not conceded a goal for so many games. Our defence must be brilliant. Let's focus on the attack," which is good. But in terms of defensive, that's why we always get set pieces, mistakes by us defenders. That's why we can see
Well-
goals. You look at Kyle Walker
Yeah.
for the Croatia goal.
I was going to say we weren't defensively tested in the World Cup until we came up against a team that is genuinely class in
But-
Croatia, because we played Belgium, but let's be fair, it were two teams that didn't want to win.
No.
And I feel like that's going to happen in Group D because no one wants to play the runner-up of Group F, which we'll talk about later. But for me, when we have played these, it's fine beating them in friends. I remember we
Yeah.
beat Germany 3-2 a couple of years ago.
Beat Spain as well. John Darren Bent got that double.
I think the worst thing is, I swear, in like the past 3 years or something, we haven't really played a tier 1 nation.
No.
Like, in a competitive friendly, I think it was Spain the most recent.
Yeah,
yeah, we
which
draw
is why
three-
the
we draw
Nations
3-3.
League
I was gonna say
is
we
a good idea.
I was gonna say we played in the Nations League. Did we beat
Sorry.
Switzerland in the third place playoff? I
On
think.
penalties,
Yeah,
wasn't
it
it?
was Jordan
Yeah.
Pickford smacking an absolute belter.
But we
of the
got
penalty.
absolutely shown up by Netherlands.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Why, instead of who we've been given friendlies, Austria and Montenegro. I know it's not that, but like, why not give us a Germany? Take the France
I
game.
was gonna say if we don't want it, we can't.
Because if let's say we lose to France in a friendly, we take it.
I mean,
The players aren't going to be demoralised, are they?
you'd be expected to get beat by France. I'd
The
say.
professionals.
Well,
Exactly.
no, because
Well, they
if we
shouldn't
want
be classes.
to think ourselves as a possible winner of the Euros, and we're here going, oh, don't want to face France. They might
Yeah,
beat us.
But that's the
They-
thing. We
they-
should be playing France.
This is like, for example, Man City, like in going. Do you really want to play Liverpool at next round at Cup? No, they might beat us.
It's
no,
like the
Yeah,
equivalent
no,
of
that's-
tennis going, I don't really want to face Federer because he actually might beat me in this, you know. Come on.
It's a joke because we're high in the world rankings, aren't we?
Yeah, we are
We're in the top
we're in
10.
the top 10. In fact, we might even be in the top.
Are we
I think
third?
Top 5. I think.
No,
Are we third? I'm
France, Belgium.
England. I think it's
Us?
France, Benjamin.
Oh,
So
Croatia
The
us.
FIFA World Rankings are
We're
third Belgium,
fourth.
second
second France, third Brazil, fourth England.
We're-
Still a
Hey,
third.
look how good we're fourth with Ross Barkley in the field. How good are we?
Croatia
Sorry,
in
he got a
sixth.
double against Bulgaria.
But in Group E, it's Spain, Sweden, which you already said.
the same
they've
group.
faced-
What a
or
joke.
faced each other already. Poland, and then the playoff winner of B, which is Bosnia and Herzegovina, Northern Ireland, Slovakia, or Republic of Ireland.
That's
Just
a
wanna-
really good playoff.
I just want to think something we overlooked in Group D. If Serbia win their playoff group, that's another tough game for
It's
England.
an
'cause
Eastern
Serbia-
I
European
think Scotland's a tough game as well.
Yeah, because they. But I just
Just
wanted
because
to.
of McTominay.
I just wanted to.
Oh, you
Always
got to
gotta
get it in
McTominay
there.
in.
I just didn't want to skip over the fact that if Serbia do win that's another team that's on
I
par with Croatia.
I could see
and-
Mitrovic terrorising John Stones.
Exactly. So I just didn't want to skip over them because when we look at these groups, we see playoff winner D. You can't
Yeah.
really put a name to it just yet. But
No.
if Serbia do go, it will have a tough time. Sorry, carry on with Group
No,
D.
it's all right. It's a very fair point. I mean, Mitrovic is the top scorer in the Premier League, and he's one of
Is
the
he?
top Premier League Championship. Getting mixed up. He probably will be in the future, but he's the top scorer in the Championship, and he's one of the top scorers in the European
He's on fire
Championships
full.
as well. So right now, he just can't be. He can't be stopped.
No.
To put it very, very nicely.
Hmm.
And when I look at the playoff path that they've got, Scotland will
Should
be
beat 'em.
tricky.
I think it's a
will
tough
be
game.
tricky because it's Scotland,
Hmm.
and both
Who's
fans
at
will
home?
be up for it.
Passionate
Dep-
fan.
Depends who shows up.
They're playing against Israel in their playoff.
If
by
Andy
the way.
Robertson is actually fit for the game, and I know I joke a lot, but if Scott McTominay is also fit for the game, then Scotland will be in a better place.
John McGinn.
John McGinn
John
as
McGinn.
well. Yeah.
For
John
me,
McGinn's on fire at the moment.
depends what Scotland shows up. We've seen Scotland
Yeah.
that can struggle to beat Kazakhstan,
Oh yeah,
but then we've seen the Scotland that when I think it was 2 or 3-1 up against England,
yeah.
and then we had to fight back with a last-minute Harry Kane winner. So equaliser. So for me, it depends. Do we get the Scotland that will never die and they will fight to win, or will we just get the Scotland that
Meh.
struggles to beat?
Where are
easier
you?
than
I
they
Hello.
feel
will?
like in a big game, the Scotland that played England will always show up.
Yeah. I'd like to think so because this, for me, I always love to see the home nations do well, and I'd love it for all of us to make it. However, that's not quite possible.
Well, Scotland face Israel in their playoff, which Israel aren't. They're not easy. Aaron Zahavi is Israel's top scorer. He scored 70% of their goals. So
other than
basically,
him-
it's how many goals can Zahavi score while Scotland try and defend. But I think we don't undermine the fact that Norway are playing Serbia because
Yeah.
Norway could
Yeah.
easily
Yeah,
get
yeah.
through. Joshua King,
It's a difficult.
Marcus
playoff group.
Henriksen, Hull City, not so much legend anymore.
Yarstein, goalkeeper as well.
He is. He is. That's a tough group, and if any of them get through, I feel like any of them could give. Maybe not Israel,
No.
but maybe Serbia.
Without
like you
England
said.
defensive issues.
Aaron Zahavi would score a hat-trick
Yeah,
against
but
us.
we do take the mick out of the defensive issues, but going forward, we have one of the
Yeah.
best attacks in
And
the
nah,
world.
Slabhead'd have Zahavi in his back pocket
Oh,
anyway.
and
so-
talking
Have you
about
been watching Man United recently?
Excuse me, the meat shield, James Tarkowski. He blocks everything he can.
And talking about three teams with incredible attacks, it's the group of death. It's Group F.
What a group!
Now, the playoff winner A, who I feel very sorry for, is either Iceland, Romania, Bulgaria, or Hungary.
The only
which
team
I'm
I've just
praying
seen
is
doing
Hungary
damage
for
is
a
Iceland.
repeat of Hungary
Can
v
you, though?
Portugal.
But
be honest.
that's not quite true. Because if Romania win, they have to redo the groups.
Yeah, they have to
God,
change
Ro-
it around.
Because Romania can't be in this group.
They're-
So
I
when
think
do
they
Romania
have to
redo
the
Romania a
group?
host nation.
Redo the whole.
They have
No.
to wiggle the groups around, and someone's going to get moved into this group, and Romania are going to get put somewhere else.
That is the.
It's
Any
bizarre.
chance
That
we
is
can
stupid.
be moved? Because if we get that group, I'm sorry, we're getting 0 points and 0 goals.
I honestly think that Portugal will win that group
Yeah,
just
it's
because
Portugal,
of Ronaldo.
France and Germany
France.
in that group.
I-
Obviously, Germany are on a resurgence from the miserable World Cup that they had.
Oh,
France are on a. I'd say
Definitely.
France are on a bit of a resurgence themselves
after the World Cup.
after the the Euro misery as well of losing out, and the World Cup missing out on that.
They
And
won the World
Portugal-
Cup.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
And Portugal, who won the Euros.
Josh,
I'm
just
checking.
Whoa,
Just
and
checking.
Portugal, who won the Euros.
France definitely won the
they're
World
in
Cup.
Group F as well, so it's quite a tricky one.
Josh,
Who do you think is going to
Are
win
you
out
okay?
of the three groups? Portugal, France, and
Josh,
Germany.
did you black out during
Well,
2018?
I've got to say, in my opinion, I would say that I would agree. I think Portugal will put quite.
He's still
I'm
going.
just going to
He's still
blank
going.
over what you're saying, to be honest.
No, I do think for me it's France.
well,
They-
after the
I know.
heartbreak of not winning the World
Come
Cup,
fresh off a World
They
Cup
didn't.
loss.
It was Croatia.
they definitely
right.
won it, but they've not won
France
it.
won. France didn't win the World Cup.
Josh
Croatia
blacked
won
out
our
when it
hearts.
won all.
Yeah, well, it's when we lost to Croatia, I lost interest. I
No, I
didn't watch
think
anymore.
it's going to be France after the World Cup loss.
Do you know what? It's that bad that Croatia won. In
Yeah.
my heart, Croatia won.
I feel like
They won my heart.
France have got that experience of winning a big competition.
Yeah,
But honestly, I think Portugal will win that group
I'd-
because I feel like Ronaldo will carry them. Again,
Ronaldo's
like
not
he
been on
always does.
form.
I think Portugal's years have been gone. I think
You
winning
think?
the Euro is their hype. Like that
I
is
mean,
as high as they're gonna
But
get.
if you would have offered them to win the Euros
In
at that
fairness.
stage, they would have
True.
been like, yeah,
True.
let's
Won the
let's
Euros
Just to
without
give you a
Ronaldo.
point, all three of those can technically get through because of the
the third place rule.
It
What?
wouldn't
The
surprise
team
me
with the
if-
most
if
points
they did.
in the third place, I
Well-
think it's the top 3 or 4, all go through to
Didn't
the
Portugal
knockouts.
do this last time?
Yeah,
They
they,
did
didn't win a
indeed.
game in the group. They drew every game. But that
got
could
the
also
answer,
work.
my bad.
That could work another way. If two teams run away with it in the group, for example, France and Germany go and destroy out both of them,
And then draw with each
then
other.
Portugal are out.
I feel like Joachim Löw has to take what he did at the World Cup as, I don't need to do that again. He needs to take Leroy Sané.
He's
He
made
Stop
changes.
putting fingers up his bum.
Stop smelling his fingers.
Come on,
He
Joachim.
needs to stop making the same mistakes and choosing those players that aren't working for him. He's obviously started to do that. You see Serge Gnabry
Yeah.
playing for Germany, being
Taking
excellent.
out some of them old defenders.
Yeah,
Boateng Hummels, were it both?
Yeah, both
He's banned them
tenders
from
come
the
out.
squad, and it's not good that he has to pick Manuel Neuer just because of what the Bayern Munich president has said.
No, I think Ter Stegen's.
Yeah,
much
Ter
better.
Stegen is
But-
much better than Neuer.
Do you think taking out Boateng and Hummels, you look at that Germany defence, yes, they've got Niklas Schüller.
Who's actually in that centre back row? Is it Ginter?
Well, you've got
Yeah,
Niklas
Matthias
Schüller,
Ginter.
Jonathan Tah, Ginter, Bender. But for me,
What a man.
bar Schüller and Tah, that's not the world's best defence. They've got
Kimmich
Schultz.
at right back.
They
Schultz
take
at left
Nicholas
back.
Stark as well.
Kimmich is a good right back.
Mm.
But he could play CDM. So where would they play
He's
him?
not a CDM.
He is though.
No, I think wing back wise they're all right with Schultz and Kimmich. I think
Oh
they're
yeah,
fine there.
that's so good.
It's that centre back partnership. If you lose Schüller or Tah before the tournament, you're screwed.
I'm trying to think.
Wait,
what other-
especially with Matthias Ginter's not really there. I know he's done excellently for Gladbach this year, but
Yeah,
he's not.
exactly.
He's not on the same level as Sula
For
and
France
Tah
from
is.
their Euro heartbreak, not World Cup, Euro. I'll just emphasise that they did beat Croatia 4-3, but from their Euro heartbreak, do you think that might linger on the mind a little bit? The
No.
fact that
No.
they went before,
Like what I said, they've got the experience of winning
I
a
think-
massive
and
competition.
it's the
now.
same
they
majority
could
of the same
have
team.
Laporte,
Yeah.
Umtiti,
Especially if
quite a strong back line.
Pogba's going to be back for the Euros as well. Well, we hope anyway.
I think my thing is with France, they can field 3 starting 11s with different
Yeah,
players that
definitely.
could
Oh,
win
yeah.
the World Cup.
You think of the players that
Or
they
not
didn't
win
take
the World
last
Cup.
time.
People like Lacazette,
They didn't take
Martial.
Martial, Lacazette,
They never-
Kingsley
Did
Coman.
Ben Yedder go?
No.
They never take Benzema. He's not allowed.
It's
to.
always Giroud.
Good. Not good, but
Didn't Giroud not have a shot on target in the last World Cup and they won?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't have
because
a
he's
single shot on
Olivier.
target.
He's like a Lovren. If
He's-
you've got
Is he?
Olivier Giroud in your team, you're gonna win no matter what.
He's Didier
Right.
Deschamps' go-to man.
Yeah.
Is Giroud. I don't know why, but he does say to him, I think it was during the last World Cup, and an interviewer said he's come under so much criticism because he hadn't had a shot, and he goes, but you don't realise what he does for the team.
He's a deep lying forward if there ever was a
We
deep
don't
lying
s-
forward.
We don't see what they do behind the scenes. It's the same with like a Lovren or even an old player in a team. We don't see what it's
Ashley
like.
Young?
We don't see what they're like in training. Ashley Young could be one of the best people in training
No,
behind the
no,
scenes,
he's really not.
motivating the young players, and
No.
that's what Lovren does for Liverpool. You saw him in the Champions League. He was one of the first players to congratulate. Was it Origi scoring the first goal against Barcelona? He was the first player over there, and I think it's the same with Giroud. We might not see it as much, but I feel like he's such a player behind the scenes, and that's why he always takes
He's
him.
one of them with Giroud. He's the first man you can hit. Like if you, I know France don't understand.
It's a bit harsh.
Yeah, he's not. All right, fucking France
Hair
failing
dry
to win the
treatment.
World Cup. Right,
There's a bit of beef going on here.
Pay attention,
I got
and we
evils
won't
off
see
Josh.
Kieran next week on the podcast.
yeah, bye.
See you later, guys.
But no, like I know France don't experience it a lot, but in these big games in the group, if they can just hoof the ball
Is
up
it
to Giroud and just hold it there.
is it different from how Frank Lampard would use him? Is it? Rowan's already said hoof it up to
Yeah,
him, take it
no,
down.
Frank
hold it up.
Lampard doesn't play that style. He plays
Yeah.
high pressing, winning the
It's-
ball back.
But that doesn't work against every team. And
I-
with France, I don't think you can play that against nations.
Well, let's see, won't we?
Well,
Interesting tournament.
I think, I know it's a long way to go,
Yeah.
but has everybody kind of got a favourite for who they think's going to win?
I've said it from the very beginning.
You-
My pick is Netherlands.
England. I'm
Do you
going.
think- do you
I think
England?
that World Cup's going to.
I think whoever wins Group F will
Well,
win it.
I'll just
Oh,
very quickly run down.
Come on.
All right, and Portugal.
That's a cop out.
Portugal. I'll go Portugal.
I'll quickly run through the knockouts because there's already a
Back-to-back
plan to
Euros
how
for
the
Portugal.
Yeah.
knockouts will work.
Um,
So for the knockouts, the winner of Group B will play third in either Group A, D, or F.
so Belgium would play third in Group A, so
Wait,
they'd either be.
did you say first in Group B?
First in Group B.
So I think more
Belgium.
likely Belgium would
will
play.
either at third in Group A, D, or F.
So,
So
talking
Wales-
Switzerland.
Oh, that could be one of the group of
England.
death.
So what I'll do is I'll put the draw up on the screen again for everybody so they can see. Match 2 would be the winner of Group A. They'd
Okay.
play the runner-up of Group C.
Just to
So
clarify, if people in the
Italy-
chat are confused, we are too.
Italy
Yeah,
versus
I've got
it's
no
so
idea
so
what's going
You
on.
confusing.
can't tell until the groups are done.
No. But like the winner of Group F play a third group. But for us, as I said before, the runner-up of Group D will play the runner-up of Group E, and the winner of Group D will play the runner-up of Group F.
So you
you're
want
So
talking-
once again, it's a case of don't win the group.
I feel like
theoretically speaking.
Gareth Southgate will want to win the group.
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
emphasise
yeah.
That's what I
the
did in the
fact.
World Cup, innit?
Well-
He really
well-
he even came out saying I wanted to win the
See,
group.
I say this, but will he go, oh, we could play France in the next round. I don't fancy France.
No, but
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, in the tournament, it'll be like, oh yeah, we want to play France. We want to get beat by France.
Does Southgate get the final say on who the players friendlies?
Yes,
Yeah.
he
Oh,
should, well,
is
he
it
should
the
do.
FA?
He gets
should
he
do.
gets a massive say in it, but I think some of the friendlies we're playing, I think we're playing Romania, and I think we're actually playing Austria. So
Oh,
we
It's not,
turned
it's not good enough.
we should have, in my opinion, we should have played France. I
No,
think
it's-
it's
that's
stupid.
not good.
It'll be
decision.
definitely. There's not far as well. It's only 6 months,
But,
really.
I mean,
Exactly.
Even if you don't win the game, you can use it to scout. Like,
Yes,
this is the way they
exactly.
play football. So when we come up against them, oh, we got destroyed 5-0 in a friendly, but we know how they play
It's a
now.
lesson at the end of the day. Innit? It's like when you play someone first time in the Premier League, even if you're at home or away, if you get beat by them, you know how they're going to play in the second game.
That's why Sheffield United have been so successful,
Exactly.
because no one in the Premier League, in their right mind, in the past couple of years has gone, overlapping centre-backs. What a genius idea.
Exactly.
No one's ever thought of that. And that's
It's a
why
very fair
people come
one.
up against him and say, why the bloody hell's John Egan up front with it? Like,
I mean, yeah, I
But that
Couldn't
is
agree
the Euro 2020 draw. There'll be a couple of games. The playoff games are played in March time, I believe, when the next international break is.
How
And
did
then
we
the
how did we
tournament
manage
gets
to
underway in
mention
June.
Sheffield United in the Euro draw?
Honestly, I
Because-
don't
well,
know.
speaking of
We're that
Sheffield
good.
United, we go to the weekend fixtures, don't we?
We
We
do.
do.
We go to the
Come on,
fixtures
you've
that
gotta
we,
give me that one.
That was good,
I'll
that
give
was
you
good.
credit.
I
That was
like
good. We go to
Lovely.
the fixtures we talked about last week. We're going to very briefly go through this section compared to how we did it last week.
I think you have to start with Sheffield
so
now, because he's
I think we should actually start.
Please don't
with
ruin my thunder.
versus Sheffield United.
Yes!
He's got his segue in.
Up the blades.
So
I'm done now. I can go
Sheffield
for half an
United.
hour.
I watched the game. 2 minutes into the match, Lise Mousset took the lead
Did
from a
he?
George Baldock cross.
Least move set.
Yeah, he took the lead for
2
Sheffield
minutes in?
United.
No, 1 minute.
George Baldock
30.
cross that went into the
No,
box.
59.
It was quite sloppy defending from Wolves. But to be quite frankly honest, I do think it was a game that Sheffield United had a lot of chances that they bottled. McGoldrick had a terrible game. Terrible game.
Going into the game, though, I'm pretty sure both these teams had taken a point.
Oh, 100%.
Especially where they are.
Is anyone else shocked with how much McGoldrick's played this year?
No.
Who else would have played? The Billy Sharp? Do you think Billy Sharp?
No,
It'd be
Ollie
like
Ollie McBurney.
or Callum
Oh,
Robinson.
yeah.
Yeah,
They've
like
got a lot of strikers, haven't they?
I was gonna say. So I looked back. I'm looking back at them at the start of the season. I've got to admit, when I looked at their firepower, my main eyes went to Lys Mousset, who I've always rated off the bench at Bournemouth. And then Ollie McBurney obviously did it in the Championship. But David McGoldrick was a forgotten man, I think, going into the season from a lot of people that watch Premier League football and watch a little bit of the Championship. But he, for me, might be, again, one of them players where you go, he might have had a terrible game in front of goal, because he hasn't scored a Premier League goal yet. But
Unlucky not to.
But he does so
should
much
have
more
scored
for the
one.
team. He links people in. Like, he allows Mousset to do the job that he does.
Actually, Phil Jones allows Lys Mousset to do what he wants.
But Wolves did get an equaliser. It was, to be honest, sloppy defending from Sheffield United. Doherty got the equalising goal. But as you said, both teams will have happily taken a point.
Definitely.
They haven't lost since September.
Which is incredible.
Which Wolves, last time they lost was against Chelsea in a 5-2 defeat. And the last time Sheffield United lost was against Liverpool when Liverpool won 1-0. Wolves have dropped down to 7th and Sheffield United have dropped down to 8th because of results from last night.
In fairness, if you went to both teams at the start of the season and said, you're going to be in it at 7th and 8th coming up to Christmas, I think they'd
They'd snap
definitely
your
take
hand
Just
off.
touching on that, I feel like the busy schedule will get to Sheffield United.
Yeah.
I feel like they will start to drop down the table.
And
I don't, because you used to playing Championship games where you are playing more games.
I don't think Wolves would have took 7th at the start of the season.
No,
I think they should be aiming
I think top 4.
onward. Maybe this season, because everyone's crap. No offence. It's literally...
Oh, I know Man United. Crap.
Everyone's rubbish this season. But I think Wolves would have looked at last year and saw it as a stepping stone. Like, we've only just come up and we've managed to create this. Where can we go? Where can we take this team and this group of players? Yes, the European side might be hindering them a little bit because obviously it's tiresome playing every Thursday.
But they're playing well.
Oh, they are. And I remember at the start of the season, though, when they were near the relegation zone,
Yeah.
which seems like yesterday, but
Yeah.
everyone was there going, oh, well, this is what European football
The thing
does
is,
to you.
when Man United played them second game of the season, they were lucky to get a point. I thought they were very lucky to get a point. I thought 60 minutes, Man United played them off the park, and Rui Patricio made a good save from penalty, and then ever since then they've kind of gone on and the 7th.
But Sheffield United played you off the park
Yeah,
for
they
70
did.
minutes.
They did, but it was 3-3 in the end.
And then another team that's played another side off the park was Bayern Munich v Bayer Leverkusen. Leverkusen got a massive 3 points in the Bundesliga. 2 goals from Leon Bailey gave Leverkusen the crucial 3 points that they needed. Even with 10 men after Tar was sent off in the final 15 minutes of the game. It's Bayern's first loss under their brand new interim manager. They've dropped to 4th while Leverkusen jumped to 7th place, 6 points off first, which they're another team which we'll be talking about in the weekend roundup because they've got another massive fixture coming up. The Bundesliga race is getting very tight for the top.
I love
Very
the
tight.
Bundesliga.
It's looking
The
great.
only team that seems to want to win this league is Gladbach. They're the only team that has been
Be
consistently...
amazing if they
Which
did.
are quite funnily enough playing Bayern Munich this weekend, and that's one of the fixtures we're talking
See,
about.
This is that's probably the pick of the game for the weekend, but I think Leon Bailey, I did watch the highlights from this game. Him, as a counter-attacking out ball, was unbelievable.
Can I
with his
just ask?
Go
I
on.
didn't watch the game. Was it a smash and grab for Leverkusen, or was it much more of a hit him on the counter?
I'd say it was more of a tactical masterclass. Would
Yeah,
be
it was
my
anything but a hit and grab.
yeah.
Was it not?
Yeah.
For me, it was just a man who has much more experience managing a football team. Because the interim manager, let's be fair, it's always great being an assistant, but some people don't. We've seen it with Paul Clement when he came
Yeah.
to Swansea. But for me, he looked at that Bayern team. He's probably watched tapes on that Bayern team, and he's seen they're vulnerable to a counter attack. And when you've got a player like Leon Bailey, who's electric when he gets going, and for me, Leon Bailey, I don't know about anyone else, it's always been, has he got that finishing that matches the pace? Because you can have pace.
Reminds me a little bit of Raheem Sterling in that sense.
Exactly. He's not up to that level, but
no,
I do
I'm
get your
talking
point.
about Raheem Sterling 2 or 3 years
Yeah,
ago.
where he had to add that finishing to really see his potential. And I think this could be a star-making performance for Leon Bailey because he's come up in a big game and his finishing was on point. And I tell you what, Bayer Leverkusen fully deserved the win.
That's going to give them the boost. You've seen it in many leagues where if you beat a big team who are known, Bayern are the best team in Germany, regardless of what's happening
Mm.
Yeah.
now.
Definitely.
Beating them is going to give them that boost that they need.
They'll get beat by whoever bottom at league.
Paderborn.
They'll give you back Paderborn next week.
They were just outsmarted, would be my thing.
And then another game that went on in La Liga, we very briefly talked about this one. I'll just quickly say it was Valencia v Villarreal. Valencia beat Villarreal 2-1. There was goals from Rodrigo and Ferran Torres, which won the game for the club with consolation goal from Andre Frank Zamba Anguissa. What a name from Villarreal.
I remember him. He got sent off at Old Trafford last year.
I was going to say, he's from Fulham.
Valencia move up to 8th. Villarreal are dropping down the table yet again. They are another side we're talking about.
The
They're now 5 games without a win. 5 games.
And
that's why I skipped over that one.
And now
there was another game we talked about, Monaco PSG, which didn't happen.
That is
the
a
match
joke.
was postponed because of severe flood warnings in the area.
Was it flooded? They could have done with the yellow submarine.
You had to get that one in.
Oh, no.
The game will be played later. Reports are suggesting the match will be played in January time. There's been talks that they'll actually play their 2 fixtures between Monaco back to back to get them out of the way, which is a bit confusing.
I said to you before I went on air, I was like, that is a joke that a team in a league that is in could be the top 5 leagues in the world, that they can't play the match because of flooding.
I guess it depends though.
Did you see
more
the
on the
rain?
outside?
Yeah, obviously, but I feel they should. I feel that there should be certain things in preparation. For weather.
Just get big tarpaulin.
I was going to say, do you mean like they do in the cricket where they all come on and they run a tarp across?
There should be something, or they should close the stadium.
I'd like to see
the
that.
Stadium. There should be the roofs on the
But not
stadium.
everyone. I'd like to see that, but I'd like to see the players do it. Just seeing Mbappe and Neymar. Come on.
Shoveling, brushing some rain offside
when
at pitch.
when it gets snowy in the road.
The pick of the bunch, though, was Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona. It was a moment of Messi magic that won the game. There was a video that went round of Diego Simeone just as the Barcelona goal went in. He literally put his hands up and then just started applauding, going, we couldn't do anything about that.
That's what all the Atletico Madrid players have come out and said, haven't they? That's why. It
was a stunning goal.
Yeah.
They played an incredible game. I think Atletico Madrid had 17 shots and 10 on target, as far as I'm aware, and they were battering Barcelona at one point. But another player I don't think gets enough appreciation for the work that he did in that specific match, and just in general, is Marc-Andre ter Stegen.
Definitely.
He's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. He's
the
right
best
up
goalkeeper
there.
in the world.
moment.
Ooh.
Alongside Oblak.
Is he better than Alisson?
I'd have said with Oblak.
Is he better than Alisson?
Yes.
As we'll come on to later, the Ballon d'Or, Stegen is not even, if I'm correct. No, he's not even in the top 15.
No. In fact,
I don't
we'll
think
talk about that
Alisson's
later on, but Hugo Lloris was higher rated than ter Stegen.
Exactly.
in the Ballon
That's
d'Or.
a joke.
I think in this game, there's a reason it was 1-0. It's because you've got Oblak on one side, in my opinion, the world's best goalkeeper, and ter Stegen, which is really close to being the world's best goalkeeper.
In my opinion, it's the best 2 defences in the league going
He made an unbelievable double save.
Oh, he did, yeah.
An
Sorry.
I saw that. I didn't see
if
the
you
game, but I
haven't
saw the
seen
save.
it, it's certainly
No, I
worth
didn't see
watching
it.
the save.
But does this worry you? Not worry you, but Atletico Madrid, we always talk about how solid they are defensively. They just struggle to get goals.
I'm pretty
That's
sure
my only thing.
I'm pretty sure we said this last week that they did struggle to get goals. They're good defensive, but they've had 17 shots. How many of those were on target?
10, I believe.
10 on target. That's not good enough.
Well, this is the thing. I remember seeing a highlight of Morata doing a header, and ter Stegen saves it, and he just kind of looks back and how the bloody hell did you save that?
Yeah,
I mean, that is Morata.
That was one of
Yeah, but
the saves.
This is what I'm
of the
saying
game.
is, with Atletico Madrid, without João Felix, I don't trust, not Diego Costa now, I don't trust him as much as I
He's
would
not
have
even in the side.
in-
I think he's
in-
injured.
exactly.
Joke.
Yeah.
in his prime. And Morata, for me, is a great striker. He just needs to hit his stride.
He lost his confidence at Chelsea.
Well, this is the thing.
Definitely.
When he started
Big
at
time.
Chelsea, he looked a better deal than Lukaku did.
Oh, he did, yeah.
When he started. But I think this is one of them where Atletico Madrid have got to look back at this game and go, for me, this is 3 points dropped.
Yeah.
This is 3 points dropped for them.
Well, I'm pretty sure I asked you guys last week that if going into the game, would Atletico be thinking they could win it? And
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
yeah.
you guys said yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And after it's been played, I agree with you.
I was going to say, I think Atletico are always up there. And to be fair, they're still only 6 points off the league.
Oh, yeah.
So with a turn of events, they may win it, right?
Especially with
Slight
the
worry.
Real and Barca double header.
They've only won one of their last 5,
This is
which is a
and
very,
a
very
lot of,
worrying start.
and I'm pretty sure a lot of them are draws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
What, is it one
I think-
alls?
Yeah,
0-0s?
Three draws, one
because
loss,
I
and a
think
win.
one of them was like a 2-2 with
What
like,
were the scores of those?
So
games?
if I quickly get up Atletico Madrid and just have a look at their results, it's a worrying time in the case of it's these little niggly results that will cost them eventually. But
Definitely.
they got obviously the 1-0 loss against Barcelona. If we include the Champions League in there, they lost to Juventus 1-0 because of the Dybala free kick. They got a draw against Granada 1-1. They got a win against Espanyol, who were in the relegation zone. And then they got draws against Sevilla, which in the respect of things is not too bad because they're in the top four.
Yeah.
And a draw against Alaves. It's a bit of a worrying time in the case.
What was the score for the Alaves game?
1-1.
Well, if you look at them games again, lack of goals, which we comment on, but also they're 6 points behind the league leaders.
Yeah.
They could have
points-
made those 6 points
Exactly.
up then. That's what you try to say.
Well-
The points drop there are massive. I'm sorry, you've got to beat Granada.
Yeah.
And
No
Alaves.
And
Were they at home to Alaves?
They were away.
Alaves had a good start to
Alaves.
the season, if I remember rightly. They had a good start to the
Alaves
season.
are 14th in the league, but they have got
Definitely
a
should've been
on-fire
them.
Lucas
No,
Perez, who's
they're-
been
I was
banging
gonna say,
in the
at the
goals.
start of the
Lucas
season-
Perez.
At the start of the season, they were in the top 6, I think, after like 5 or so games. They were doing really well. They've slipped off since then, but
And that's where the worry is there a potential chance to slip off even further? Into the new year, they've got fixtures against Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Valencia.
They have to play Barcelona again. So
yeah,
so
so they've
soon.
got a Super Copa game, semi-final against Barcelona.
Right, I thought you meant in the
They've
league.
got Real Madrid and Valencia,
well,
and they're all coming up quite not too long after the winter break.
Right.
I think they can beat Madrid. If it's the Madrid derby, I genuinely think they can beat them. Because in my opinion,
They are away
That doesn't matter.
as well.
I was going to say, when you look at a team like Atletico, though, away from home, they're probably arguably as good. Because
Yeah.
when you go away from home, they always worry, your defence will hold up, and theirs tends to hold up. What you have got to remember is they lost a lot of experience last year, did Atletico,
Oh,
through
definitely.
losing
All I'm going
Godin.
to say is the last time they won an away game in La Liga was back in September.
Really?
Man United.
But-
Go on.
I was just saying, but like, for them to be doing, I think they've come under a bit of a negative form under the loss of Godin, Juanfran, Felipe Luis, all these experienced players. That
Maybe that's what they're missing.
that's what I'm saying. That I think when you're drawing these games you need someone to lift the team.
So Diego Godin scored a lot of goals, didn't he, from corners,
He
set
did,
pieces
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. I feel like they've compensated well defensively, but they've not got that player.
Trippier?
No, I'm saying
Oh.
they've got Jimenez in there, who's
Oh, yeah,
arguably
yeah.
one of the best centre backs in that league. Renan Lodi's not that bad. Trippier's not that bad if you think
He
about
He's
it.
isn't.
done really well since he's
Yeah.
joined.
I feel like he was underappreciated at Tottenham a lot. We see it in World Cup how good he was.
He had to fill in a void that
They've brought
Tottenham
in
fans
Mario
loved.
Hermoso, who had a great
And
season
Felipe
last year.
as well.
Yeah, exactly. So there's good players in that Atletico side, but they're for
It
me.
might just be a rebuild season.
This is the thing. Atletico are constantly under rebuild because their best players leave.
Yeah, it's a shame that Griezmann left.
Yeah, I think so.
I think
But I feel like João Felix is a good replacement for him. It's just unlucky that he isn't as fit as he should be.
And it's a long-term one as well. Like,
Yeah,
you can't
he's
expect
only-
João
yeah,
Felix to
no,
come in the
he's
year and
only
replace
19.
Griezmann straight
is
away.
it 19 years?
I think he's even
Something
younger, isn't he?
I think we are missing one point, and it's obviously the Messi goal, which is excellent.
Yeah.
I think start where he's now scored every single La Liga stadium.
He has
After
indeed.
scoring.
But I
I
Messi
feel
think
like
that's why he was voted as
he's
number
up
one in
there
the Ballon
for
d'Or.
Player of the Month
And,
this month
and
with
also-
Benzema and Morata.
and- I know there's controversy with the Ballon d'Or, but I think that's why he's won it.
which is a
I feel-
perfect segue
Oh yes, you've
into
done it again.
the Ballon d'Or.
He's done it
on
again.
fire.
He's
I
Come
think
on!
It's worth, because we
Shabba.
are pushing for time, it's worth talking about the Ballon d'Or. I've given the list out to everybody in the studio of the top 15 in the Ballon d'Or. I've also got on the screen for those watching on YouTube some of the nation's journalists which voted. What I haven't got on the screen is the bizarre voting from Sri Lanka,
Oh yeah,
which
I saw
was
that.
just bizarre in itself. I'm going to get
Don't know what
the
you're talking about.
Sri
Trent
Lanka.
Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah, they put Trent
Messi,
Alexander-Arnold.
not even the top
Were they all
which is
Liverpool
just,
players?
No,
There's
bizarre.
one nation who voted all Liverpool players.
Yeah.
I bet it was English.
It was someone then, Firmino.
There you go.
Firmino.
Sri
Salah,
Lankan
Mane,
journalist Ballon d'Or votes have fans in hysterics as he picks Alexander-Arnold, Aubameyang, Griezmann, Lewandowski and ter Stegen in the top 5.
I say the top 4 could.
I'll tell you what.
Sh- Shout,
but
but-
not Aubameyang.
I don't know. He's not in.
In
Not for
fact,
Ballon d'Or.
Trent.
fun little fact, The last 3 years that the Sri Lankans have voted, the guy who does it is Hafiz Marikar for Sri Lanka.
Big up.
In 2017, he voted Bonucci first, De Gea second, Falcao third, Hazard fourth, Kane fifth. In 2018, he voted Hazard first, Firmino second, Pogba third, Ronaldo fourth, Kane fifth. And this year,
Has he-
Alexander-Arnold, Aubameyang,
Is
Griezmann,
there an
and
agenda
Lewandowski
against
decided.
Messi?
I was about to say,
In
I
Sri
don't
Lanka?
think he likes Messi.
Or Ronaldo?
And
No.
I was going to say, he's not a massive fan of Ronaldo.
No. Why the hell did he vote for Pogba in 2018?
I have honestly no idea. But looking at the top 15, as you will all probably know from the endless Barcelona fans giving Messi words of wisdom and words of praise for his win at the Ballon d'Or. He did win, but it was very, very close. There was only 7 votes between Messi in first and Van Dijk in second. Ronaldo came third, 200 behind Van Dijk with 476 votes. And like the further we go down, it drops. Obviously, Sadio Mane came fourth with 347 votes, which I will give credit.
Deserved.
It's a very, very
Deserved.
incredible amount
he's
of votes.
severely underrated.
But when we look at other players, Salah came in fifth, Mbappe sixth, Alisson seventh, Lewandowski eighth, Bernardo Silva ninth. And the one I think that's worth talking about for some
title.
bizarre reason. Well, not bizarre.
No,
I guess,
it
in the
is
sense
bizarre.
of
It's bizarre.
It's Riyad Mahrez in 10th, beating the likes of Frenkie de Jong, Sterling, Hazard, De Bruyne, and De Ligt. Now,
What 33 people have thought? Oh yeah, Riyad Mahrez had a good season last
the
year.
only
Let's put him
reason
for Ballon d'Or.
why I think Mahrez is there, which
Play devil's
is
advocate, yeah.
no justification to why he's in the top 10, is because of the African Cup of Nations. His nation won it,
Yeah.
which is fair. The
Which is-
African
you probably
Cup of
don't
Nations
actually
is
see.
a big trophy.
I know, but a couple of years ago, Zambia won. I didn't see a Zambian person up for the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It justifies a vote, but it doesn't justify the fact he's above Frenkie de
No
Jong,
disres-
Sterling,
no-
Hazard, De Bruyne, and De Ligt.
No disrespect to the African nations, but those nations are nowhere near as good and
No.
quality as the World Cup or
So basically,
the Euros.
I think Sadio Mane will be looking back and thinking, if I won the
Yes.
African Cup of Nations,
Yeah.
I would have won this vote.
All I'm going to
Exactly.
say is, compare the quality of the African Cup of Nation defenders
Yes,
to the quality of
Koulibaly.
what you'll
that's,
see at the
that's what I'm
Euros.
saying.
Christopher Samba.
Sol Bamba.
Still playing
No,
at the
he's from
age of
Ivory
50.
Coast.
I was going to say
Exactly.
Nicholas and Kulu.
Koulibaly. Can
Yeah,
you name
no,
any more that are
I
top
was going to say, I get
defenders?
what you mean.
Koulibaly and Kulu,
El
a couple
Neni.
of players like that.
For me-
El Neni, hey.
What a man.
For me, Riyad Mahrez shouldn't even be. He would have been right at the bottom.
I
don't-
feel like he is a good player. He's a good impact substitute. Like you've seen, he come off bench yesterday and scored. He
Yeah.
scored obviously against Chelsea, but he's nowhere
You-
near
I was-
as good
I was
as
gonna-
Raheem Sterling,
I
Eden
was going to
Hazard.
say, we laughed off Sri Lanka for voting Trent and Aubameyang. They deserve to be above Mahrez.
Yes, for sure.
That's
For
the
sure.
thing. But for me,
Is Trent not even on there?
no, Trent's not
No.
even on that.
Neither is Robertson.
I
No.
know, but my only one that I'm absolutely outraged that because I just let it go because I'm not really.
Is it Tom
So,
Eaves?
no, no.
McTominay.
The one I'm absolutely outraged that he's above,
Fuming.
and I'm outraged he's so low, and this is coming from a man who doesn't like Manchester City. Raheem Sterling, how he is not higher,
Young player of the season last year.
how he's not higher in this list than Bernardo Silva, how he's not higher, Alisson, how he's not higher than maybe even Salah.
I believe he should be higher than Mane. As good as
I'm-
Mane is,
no,
I feel like
no,
Sterling's
I'm-
played
no,
better.
I'm
They
amazed.
won the league.
I'm
Yeah,
amazed
They
that
won
Mbappe's
the
so low.
league.
They, didn't
Come
win,
on.
they got to the quarters of the Champions League.
I
They
think
won the
it
league.
is a good
That's
question
what it was at
to
Champions League.
ask the rest
It's a
of you
Premier
two.
League.
Is there a player on that list that you think should have been justified to be higher? Because in my
Frankie
opinion,
Frankie de
I
Jong.
think Robert Lewandowski should have been higher.
No.
Very slightly.
I think he should go above Salah behind
above,
Mane.
Yeah.
No, I think Kylian Mbappe should be higher than he
I
is.
don't.
Yeah, he only got
Kylian Mbappe should.
89
How he's only got
votes.
Look at the
89 votes.
league. That's the problem.
How
Premier
many goals
League.
is he scoring though?
He's scoring against bloody
Well, in that-
Paolo,
in that
who
case,
works at
Pablo.
Morrison's.
Pablo, who plays for Bordeaux.
In that case,
Yeah,
look who Lionel Messi's playing against.
True.
Jimenez,
Well-
Ramos,
well,
Piqué.
This for me,
Harry Arba from Ibar.
There's only no. It just
The
doesn't
thing is, every
feel as-
league's going to have good and bad defenders. Liga has got some pretty decent defenders.
I feel like
Marquinhos.
we give the Premier League players because we obviously watch
Yeah.
the Premier League the most. We give them.
I don't think
we rate
people
them a
give
lot
enough
higher.
justification to like the League One.
I just
No, we
don't.
don't.
For me, I don't like
League
it.
One is a great league.
No, I agree.
It is a really,
but
really good league.
For me, if you look, for example, we're giving the African Cup of Nations some credit, fine.
3 mentions.
He's a World Cup winner, isn't he?
Exactly.
But
Well, not in this year, though.
I
This is
know,
what,
but, yeah.
but if you look at PSG, didn't set any worlds alight in the Champions League.
No.
France
Up United.
didn't even
Always at the wheel.
didn't even do
You jinxed it
anything
now.
in the didn't do anything in the Nations League, so that's completely null and void. So for me, I don't. Yeah, it's one of them. You can look at him and go, he's playing really well, but if we're going off trophies, which I don't know,
I think he should be above.
we're clearly not
above
because
Salah.
Messi's top.
Well, the
for
thing
so-
is, it's voted by journalists
Yeah, that's it.
and
Well,
ex-players.
to
and
Does
play
that mean
devil-
we can all vote when we're
Wait,
old?
it's voted.
Yeah, it'd be good, isn't it?
McTominay.
Is he not voted by current players?
No.
Isn't that Player of the Year?
Yeah, usually.
That's what I'm
but,
thinking of,
For
things,
example,
that's,
the Yashin Trophy, which is a brand new trophy that they made specifically for goalkeepers and that, this year has been decided by ex-players, so players like Michael Owen, I think Ronaldinho, players like that voted.
Who
for
kind of
Michael
those
Owen
quick
and
trophies.
Ronaldinho.
Who are they to judge goalkeepers?
They're
Why don't you
shooting
just
at
give it
them
to?
all. They're
Hey,
shooting
I
them
think
all
why
the
don't you
they,
just
time.
give
it
it
was
to,
like
like,
the
Van der
voting
Sar
of the
and stuff like that?
I suppose, yeah.
young.
I agree with
think
that.
they did like voting for the young players category, voting for the Yashin, which they did include like goalkeepers in there as well.
So for the
but
young players that
it
go
should
into
be all
primary school,
the Young
kids,
Player of the Year award went to Matisse de Ligt.
I agree. I do agree. I think he probably deserves it, but again, does he deserve it more than Trent? Because De Ligt went to Juventus, and because I always look at it as a year span, and I think De Ligt at Ajax, unbelievable. De Jong's carried his form over. De Ligt hasn't. So
To be fair to De Ligt, he hasn't really played as much. Now that who got
Kieren is
injured?
injured.
Kieran's got injured. He'll get his chance.
yeah,
But I think that's that's all that can really said about the
Yeah.
Ballon d'Or.
No.
To put it very
Van
nicely,
Dijk
the
should have won
Ballon
it.
d'Or is just
Van
it's
Dijk
just
should
a
have won it.
just
Sorry, we're all forgetting
fan
McTominay.
voting, isn't it? To be honest, it's just whoever
Sergio
you want to
Sankey
vote for.
Kagbo.
I mean, when you've got
Peter
Sri Lanka voting Alexander Arnold as the best player in the world, he's a great player. don't get
Nigeria
me wrong,
flying
but
down there.
it's a little bit suspect.
Van Dijk
Um,
should have won it.
But we'll go.
They've disrespected him. The Czech League. He has scored one goal in the Champions League against Inter Milan. He is. I'm not. He's class. He's class. I don't. He should at least be fit. He should be higher than Kevin De Bruyne.
You know what
What's
you
he
should make?
done?
You should make like the top corner bingo. How many times is McTominay, Ollie Inca going to get
Tom
mentioned
Eaves.
every week? Tom
Tom
Eaves.
Eaves.
there you
I've
go.
not mentioned him
Freddie
once this
Leblanc.
Give
week.
you credit.
Van Dijk should have won the Ballon d'Or.
Along with
But,
Tommy.
going on to the final
What do
main
we have to-
section before the finale feature,
I
which
just
is
want to do my quiz.
hosted by Rowan, as per always, is the weekly roundup, which usually is the weekend roundup, but because we are getting into the winter section of games, it's now the weekly roundup. We're going to start off. We've changed it up a little bit. Rather than just talking about games per day, we're now going to do it in section of leagues. I think it's just easier to do it that way.
for sure.
Having
Yeah,
to
why not?
jump from side
Do
to
we
side.
have to do the Premier League?
Unfortunately, there's a game tonight, isn't there, Kieran? Manchester
Yeah.
United versus Spurs.
It's one of those games I'm getting similar vibes to the Liverpool game. We could get turned over 3 or 4. However, we might. The tactics might work tonight
You're
because
the only team to take points off Liverpool.
Obviously,
Very
the
true.
news coming out last night
yeah,
with obviously.
Martial's injured. That's a
Is
Is
massive
it
loss.
injured or is he just being
He-
left out?
He's got injured in training, so he's not going to be fit enough for this game. Rumours that McTominay could be back. That's
Well,
a massive push
Which is
for us.
a big bonus.
I think it's smart if you don't play Martial because he's going to make more impact in the City game. If you think,
But we need to win.
do
We need to win
Do
tonight.
you?
this is the thing with
We're 9th in the league.
No,
I know you're over.
unfortunately, to burst your bubble, you're actually 10th.
Oh yeah, Palace one of
Yeah.
us. We're
Oh,
10th in the
Palace.
league.
I was gonna and you're overachieving. So if we
Well,
No,
I've put down stats-wise. For Manchester United, it's return for Mourinho, who is unbeaten since his arrival. Manchester United are 10th in the league with 2 draws in their last 3. Spurs have conceded 6 goals in their last
I'll tell
3
you, it'll-
since Mourinho's arrival.
There'll be goals in the game.
I was gonna say, what are the chances of it finishing
conceded more than
3-2 to Spurs again? Because they've won every game 3-2
They've
since his
conceded
arrival.
more goals than 6.
But the other game that's
No,
on
they haven't.
tonight.
No, they haven't. No, they haven't.
No, they haven't.
But
We're
the,
each making a mistake today. You're next.
it's
Kieran.
all right.
Don't make mistakes over here.
The other game that's on tonight, which is
Clip that.
sorry, Manchester United versus Spurs, is on at 7:30 on the Amazon Prime. Which, just a quick question: how is everybody finding Amazon
Great.
Prime after last night?
It looks really.
I think it's
yeah,
good. My only complaint is like it's just an online streaming complaint really. Like it's just like a minute behind Sky Bet,
Yeah, which is
is
a bit of
always
a
in front of
worry.
everyone.
And you
but it's
also
like-
need good Wi-Fi as well. If you don't have good Wi-Fi,
Exactly.
especially if you're on Glide.
But the
Viva la Glide!
The other game that's on, which is on at 8:15, is the Merseyside derby, which we talked about. They're playing in the FA Cup in January. They're also playing tonight. Liverpool look to go 15 games without a loss in the league over their arch rivals, who themselves have only won one of their last 5. Marco Silva is under immense pressure now, and Everton could actually find themselves in the relegation zone tonight if Southampton beat Norwich.
Which is a possibility. I thought Southampton played
Southampton are at home as well.
They played well against Watford.
Does
However,
anyone
that Ings goal shouldn't have stood.
does anyone think this is Marco Silva's swan song?
I was going to say, is this going to be the last game?
You know what? It wouldn't surprise me if Everton actually got something tonight.
I do feel sorry for him because he's not a bad manager.
No, I think for me he's a bit stubborn. He refuses to fix the problems that he had. Even when he played zonal marking, Marco, does not work when you're not very good defensively.
I just think like he's not got a number 9. There's no number 9 in that team at all. Like Cenk Tosun, he's not a goal scoring number 9.
He's very
Richarlison
stubborn.
is not a goal scoring number 9.
Richarlison, for me, unfortunately, I think he's played too many roles under Marco
He should
Silva.
just be a winger like he normally.
Pending new contract as
Do you know what? I actually don't mind him if he does go up front, but then they haven't got a winger that's
Exactly.
as good as...
They've got Walcott.
Exactly. They haven't got a winger as good. I think Richarlison is so good at being an attacker that they don't have that. When he's moved, the void that's left, no one can
I
fill.
thoroughly
Do you know who
agree.
you need to bring back? Leon Osman. He can
But
fill any void.
I honestly feel that it wouldn't surprise me if Everton got a point tonight, honestly, because it's the type of thing that Liverpool would do.
A lot of Liverpool fans are worried because the last time they played,
Yeah, it was 0-0.
it was a 0-0, and it was a very, very scrappy game.
They did.
The last couple of times they've played,
I was going to say
it's
they
been very
didn't
scrappy.
deserve to beat him at Anfield,
No.
but big up
No.
Jordan Pickford trying to catch a ball that was already going over the crossbar.
Big up Jordan Pickford for giving Liverpool 3 points.
But
Go on,
the
Origi.
Other big game
the Origi.
on the
Wait,
weekend.
can I just get a prediction?
Yeah,
for
of course
that?
you can. Yeah, actually, should
Go on.
we do a prediction
Yeah,
for
let's
the
do it.
Merseyside? So let's do a prediction for Manchester United versus Spurs.
Okay.
I tell you what we'll do.
Do a score.
How about every week we do a prediction for the game, and then we do like a little points tally?
Yeah,
we
Whoever's
can
got
do
it
that.
right.
I like
So
some of
I
that.
think this is a good idea.
I love
So-
a league table.
I love a
For
tally
the Premier
chart.
League, Manchester United versus Spurs. What's your prediction? We'll start with you, Kieran.
2-2.
2-2, Rowan.
3-0
Kieran D.
Spurs.
Oh God.
You've got to be ambitious, Kieran.
2-1 Man United.
Got to be ambitious.
3-0 Spurs.
They were 3-0 last year.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but yeah.
3-0 Old Trafford last year.
Come on, Josh, you're not getting out of it.
1-0 Man United.
Oh, Josh, I love you. Rotherham,
1-0.
up the Millers.
Liverpool Everton the next game. What are we predicting?
3-1 to
3-1
for the Saturday game as well.
Do
The
we have
Saturday
to?
game, which is another one that features Manchester United. Man City v Man United. Quick stats before we do prediction. In the last 5 fixtures between these sides, they've scored 14 goals. Man City hope to close the 8-point gap on Liverpool. It could be 11 tonight if Liverpool beat Everton. Predictions, Kieran Al.
4-2 to Man City.
Wow.
5-3 City.
5-3. Well, I'll tell you if it's 5-3, it's going to be really really fun to talk about next week. Kieran D.
I've got to go for something that's like out there.
Go for a draw. Go for a draw.
I've got a feeling that Man United might win.
Really?
Oh, not at the Etihad.
2-1 Man United.
I'm going to go 3-1 City.
Yeah, for
I'm gonna
me,
go for that.
I do think Man United can give City
I think
a
United
go-
will go ahead first.
I
And then
think
I think City will be like,
I'd-
fuck it.
Well, they'll beat us 5-1 then.
I was going to say, I think City
5-3.
haven't been up to the quality they are. And we saw you can turn them over last time when you beat them 3-2, 2 seasons ago now. But there is,
What a player.
I was going to say, there is quality in your side.
Is there? I mean, rumours Paul Pogba will be back for that
Exactly,
game.
there is.
And if he's back, then
As much as we joke, there
that's-
is.
I feel like everyone's over, like, from a Man United fan's point of view, I think everyone is definitely exaggerating the fact that we're in a crisis. We shouldn't be in 10th place, but we are missing.
Well, you
we
should,
are
'cause
missing our best
shocking,
player.
but
We are missing our best player, and we've missed Martial for nearly half of the time.
If you look at that game, though, one thing, there is no expectation on you.
no,
The
No,
only
no.
team chasing anything is Man City.
I feel like tonight
And
there's
that's
no
where it could do a
expectations
massive
either.
the
favour.
pressure
No.
is on Man City going into that game, and
Definitely.
let's be fair, your fans are looking at that, and most of them have thrown it away already.
I have.
Exactly.
do
And
you think United fans are focusing on Europa League more? Because
That's probably our only path
they
to the Champions
can't-
League.
no offense, they're not going to get Champions League
We're
football
2 points off
apart
5th,
from
though.
apart from winning Europa League.
We are only 2 points off 5th, though, so...
But as we move into the next league, it is a serious race in the Serie A for the title.
It's really
Inter
tasty.
Milan are facing
It's us.
Roma
Tasty.
Oh, no, look.
on Friday night.
Look where they are in the league.
So
Yummy.
Inter Milan look to place pressure on second place Juventus in a big fixture against Roma, who are fifth. Lukaku has scored 10 goals since his arrival in Italy, finding himself second in the top scorers list, while Lorenzo Pellegrini for Roma is second in the assist list with 6.
It's first v
And
4.
on Saturday,
Is there any mention of Lautaro Martinez?
I was expecting that. Unfortunately, not.
He
He's
hasn't-
not. He's not.
He's in the
He's
top
not
5.
in the.
and they
for Ligue 1.
okay.
Ligue
I'll have
Ligue
my
1.
own. I'll have my own stat. Inter Milan host the best player in the league in Lautaro Martinez.
And then the other game, which is on Saturday
Wait,
night.
just do a quick Inter Milan Roma predictions.
I was going to do it afterwards.
Oh,
Yeah,
Do,
it
do,
afterwards.
yeah,
sorry,
do it
I've
after
ruined
Lee.
your flow.
Absolute bottle
You
job.
got. He's just desperate for his quiz. He wants the quiz.
He is.
desperate
Lazio
for
versus
the quiz.
So am
Juventus,
I.
which is the other game, which is on Saturday night. The away side will be hoping Inter lose against Roma as they face a high-flying Lazio. Will making mistakes today, who are in third. Immobile is the Serie A top scorer. He's got 17 goals in 14 games. In fact, he's absolutely tearing it up in terms of goals. Absolutely tearing it up. Considering Lukaku's got 10 and Immobile's got 17. It's
He's always
crazy.
up there, though, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's always he's a top quality player.
This is probably one of the best games. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a great weekend
A
for
win
games
for Lazio
in terms of
would put them
tables.
3 points behind Juventus in
I
second.
don't know about anyone else, but over the last couple of weeks, I feel like every single week we've gone, Serie A's the place to be this
Yeah.
week.
That's exactly what
Serie
I
A
was
seems
saying
to
to
be
Roman
the
yesterday.
place to be
Yeah.
every single week. And I think it's no longer being overlooked as one of Europe's, but it's up there with the Premier League and La Liga. And,
Especially this year.
oh yeah, and the Bundesliga needs to be up there as well because that every game,
Especially this year.
do you know what? The Premier League, especially
Especially
this
this
year.
year.
Thank you, mate.
Come on, it
Come
was there
on.
when
No, but I don't think it has been this good this
No,
year.
it hasn't. It's been crap.
But in terms of predictions, Inter Milan versus Roma, what are we predicting, Kieran?
Inter Milan v Roma. 3-1 Lautaro hat trick.
I'm
Fancy.
all right. I'm
Go.
counting out your predictions. So if Lautaro doesn't get a hat trick, you get 0
Yeah,
points.
that's part of the prediction.
1-0 Inter.
0-0.
1-0 Inter.
0-0.
I was thinking either 0-0 or 1-0 will be a tight
And
one.
I forgot about Smalling.
You've
He's good
already
in
made
here
your
now.
predictions.
He's good in
Exactly.
here now.
Don't never ever discount Chris Smalling.
Lazio versus Juventus. Kieran, what are we predicting?
1-1.
4-all.
4-all. Well, if that happens, I think you should put a bet on that.
2-1 Juve.
2-2.
2-1 Juve, I said, actually.
3-2 Juventus.
Oof.
I think Immobile is going to be
The-
right up for it.
I was going to say, these are the type of
I'm saying
games
Immobile,
that
not Lazio.
Juventus Juventus become gritty and they kind of get a result when arguably they don't really deserve one. So I think there is a shout for them winning, but I hope Lazio, because they've got such a good goal scorer in Immobile, but are they relying too much on him?
Definitely.
Yeah, I guess you could say so in that sense. But in the Bundesliga, once again, it's
It's
crazy.
the place to be.
It's the place to be because
Especially this year.
Get
Bayern
yourself on a flight.
Mönchengladbach play Bayern Munich. It's first v fourth. Gladbach lead the Bundesliga on 28 points, with Bayern in fourth on 27. A win for Bayern will open the race for the title up even more, and they will need to bounce back after their defeat against Leverkusen. Gladbach have 4 wins out of their last 5, with their last match ending in a 4-2 win versus Freiburg. And the other game in the Bundesliga, which is also on Saturday at 2:30. Are you passing around the midget gems?
No.
No. We're just all shaking each other's hands.
Bayer
Starts looking at
Leverkusen
his hands.
versus Schalke. That's 7th v 3rd. Leverkusen have a massive chance to move into the top 4, depending on results elsewhere. If they can get past high-flying Schalke, which are in fact managed by ex-Huddersfield manager David Wagner, who's doing absolutely incredible at the club. Schalke are unbeaten in 6 games in all competitions, while Leverkusen have only lost once in their last 5. It really is the place to be, I think, Bundesliga right now.
I mean, it's interesting to see the trajectories of both parties in terms of Wagner and Huddersfield. They're both going in very separate directions.
Yeah.
I don't know, because Huddersfield have kind of turned a corner recently.
I know, but
But now they're kind of turning the corner back as
I was gonna say, you do realise David Wagner is 3rd in the Bundesliga, whereas
I meant
Huddersfield are
in-
bottom
I
half
meant
of the
in
championship.
terms of Huddersfield, I meant they turned a
So
corner.
when Wagner's in the Champions League next
Yeah.
year, and
We'll go-
Huddersfield are in
What you're
League
saying
One.
is the sat-nav's took them right,
Yeah,
and
and
then he
that-
should have gone straight forward.
the sat-nav's took them right, and then they've ended up going back on themselves and coming in a circle. That's what I'm trying to say.
Predictions-wise, what are we predicting for the Gladbach-Bayern Munich game?
2-1 Gladbach.
2-1 Gladbach?
1-0 Gladbach.
1-0 Gladbach?
I think Bayern Munich will turn up in a big game.
Yeah.
2-1 Bayern Munich.
2-2.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I think there's going to be some drop points here.
We should write these down.
I'm gonna.
I'll-
What I'll
I'll
do is I'll
re-listen.
rewatch it back and I'll.
I
I'll
feel
note
like
them
just
down.
saved you a
This is
task, though.
yeah, but
Nice.
no, this is why we get 200 views. I've
Yeah.
re-listened to the last one 98 times. It's all right. Don't
Well,
worry
to be
about it.
fair, when I'm
So
doing
it's
free,
you giving us reviews.
when I'm doing 3 pages of notes,
Doesn't
making out
really make a
myself
difference.
anyway. But in terms of the other game, Bayer Leverkusen versus Schalke, I think this is one of the more tricky ones to predict. Kieran, what we going
2-2.
for? 2-2. Rowan.
3-2
3-2.
Leverkusen.
Leverkusen.
After the win.
It's gonna be a tricky game. 1-0 to Bayer Leverkusen.
0-0.
Oh.
We love the clean sheets,
I'm
me
going to be
and
the
Josh.
boring. We love a clean
We
sheet.
love a
don't
clean
we?
sheet,
Come
don't
on,
we?
lad. We love a clean sheet.
They've just high-fived over a fucking flipping clean sheet.
We love clean sheets.
We
What
love a
can we say?
high-scoring draw.
Yes! Didn't look at your elbow.
But in
Wait, I didn't
terms
go
of
for a draw.
Forget it.
It's been done. The
in
damage
terms
is
of
done.
La Liga, it's not the place to be this weekend.
Oh,
No,
In
especially not
terms-
this year.
In terms of blockbuster games, we've got Villarreal versus Atletico Madrid. Villarreal are in 13th, Atletico Madrid are in 6th. To be honest, this is the battle of the teams that are desperate for a win. After a great start to the season, Villarreal's form has slumped, leaving the side without a victory in their last 5 matches. Atletico Madrid sit in 6th place, but have only won 1 of their last 5 games as well. With the hope of bouncing back from Barcelona, Gerard Moreno, the Spanish striker for Villarreal, is the 3rd top scorer in La Liga with 8 goals. This one, once again, is a bit of a tricky one, I think.
Is it?
because
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
I
is
think
it?
it is.
I was going to say because
Don't think so.
with the
Actually.
with the way the form table's going, yeah. Prediction?
I'm going to go for a 1-1.
I was saying, is it time? It's all right.
I'm just going to go for a 1-1.
It's all right.
I'm chucking mine straight out. 1-1. Go on, Kieran. now.
1-0 Atletico Madrid.
1-0 Villarreal.
3-0 to Atletico.
Oh, the renowned high scorers that we were slagging
We
off for
love
not
a clean sheet. We love a clean sheet.
It's all about the clean sheet. 7-0. What? Sorry. Ligue 1. I'll tell you what. Ligue 1 is another one.
the place
The place to be.
Especially this year.
There's 2 massive games on in Ligue 1 this weekend. Montpellier versus PSG is the first one. It's 6th versus 1st. Montpellier could move into the top 4 with a win, but they've got to face the league leaders. The first place side most recent loss was in an away fixture, which was 2-1 against Dijon a couple of weeks ago, but they've only lost 3 times all season. Montpellier, however, are unbeaten in their last 5 and play tonight against Dijon, so they might move up the table even further. While in the other game, Marseille hope to extend their lead in second. Is crazy. Marseille are only 2 points off the top spot. But PSG have 2 games in hand, considering they did have the Monaco game, which was called off. For Bordeaux, if they win, they can reduce the gap between second and third to just 2 points. Marseille have won all 5 of their last games, while Bordeaux themselves are unbeaten in 5, coming off the back of a 6-0 victory last night. 2 pretty tough games. Well, probably
Predictions?
1 pretty tough game to decide. But what we're predicting for the Montpellier versus PSG game, Kieran L.
I know Montpellier are doing well, but 5-1 PSG.
Oh, what in the way?
You hate a clean sheet, don't you? You absolutely hate it.
Everyone's going to be scoring goals this weekend. It looks like from
5-1
Kieran's
PSG.
perspective.
1-0.
1-1. Oh.
Ooh.
2-1 to PSG.
Where's the clean sheet?
Well, not in France.
Not
Yeah.
this year.
I'm going to stick with
It's
2-1.
stuck
I'm
at
going 2-1.
customs.
Who said you could copy me?
Me.
Right,
It's
go
my
on.
show, innit?
Wow.
Do what I like.
Right then.
Bloody hell.
If Josh wins the quiz, rigged.
Yeah, right.
Nesta.
But the other game, Marseille versus Bordeaux, 2nd v 3rd. What predicting, Kieran L?
3-2 to Marseille.
Rowan?
2-0.
1-0 to Marseille. Clean sheet.
We've all forgot the power of the Pablo.
4-1
That's why
Marseille.
I'm going 2-0.
Oh,
4-1 to
My
Marseille.
4-1
God, that's
Marseille.
a high one.
Why not? Let's go.
Yeah, no.
Like you put rest of the world and you've
And
got
then,
Scotland.
It's rest of the world.
Well, it is, isn't it? But the other game that we've
There's no big games in Senegal this week, so we went with Scotland.
There's
instead.
no big
world,
games in
Scotland.
Azerbaijan this week, but we've got Rangers versus Celtic. The other game that I decided to put on there is the Scottish League Cup final. The Old Firm derby is, in my opinion, the biggest fixture from the rest of the world. Both sides face off in the final for the first time since 2011 in the league. Both teams are keeping toe-to-toe with both sides on 37 points. They've both won 12, drawn 1 and lost 1. The only difference is the goal difference, which is by 1.
Ooh.
It's so tight in the league. The last time the sides faced off, Celtic beat Rangers 2-0 thanks to goals from Edouard and Johnny Hayes. This is a final, guys.
Right, soon as everyone else has done it. Predictions?
Predictions?
For me, well, I don't know if it was the last time, but when they played at Hampton a couple of years ago, Rangers beat Celtic on penalties. I can see the same thing happening.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
I'm going to go 0-0, Rangers to win on pens.
Oh, is it a cup?
This is a cup
Yeah,
final.
yeah.
finals, it says right there in brackets.
What are we thinking, Rowan?
Sorry, I don't read the notes.
It's a bit tense in here today, boys.
I'm gonna go 2-all. No, I'm gonna go 4-3 Celtic.
You love a high scoring
He
game.
loves
don't
a
you?
goal. Kieran B.
1-1 Rangers penalties.
2-2 Celtic penalties.
Oh.
I'll be the one to.
So if anyone
to wave
actually
the
wins
Celtic
outright
We've
in that
bottled it.
game, Rowan wins
technically
because
theoretically wins.
we all
doesn't it?
went for a draw.
But that is the week roundup. In next week's show, of course, we'll go over the results. We'll tally up our points. I mean, Rowan's definitely going to win with his 5-4 and 4-3 predictions. But it's now time for the part of the show where Rowan takes the role of quizmaster and gives us the
moment-
infamous.
At the moment,
He's
looking
taking-
for a
finale
pen.
I was gonna say, he's
feature.
ta-
Chance anyone's got a.
He's
I
looking
might have
for
one
a
in my
pen,
bag.
which I have not
I'll
got
see a
one.
pen,
I was about
But in last week's finale feature, it was incredibly tense. We had a
Oh.
Champions League face-off between Kieran's, both the Kierans, and it went right down to the wire.
I was about to say,
Very, very
technically,
tense.
if we're talking quizzes, Kieran's are unbeaten.
Yeah,
we have
that
not been
restarted
beaten.
last
What's
week.
the name?
So,
The quiz is being restarted, by the way, just because everyone's actually answering the questions.
Oh,
Josh,
what?
didn't
That's
get,
all right.
Josh didn't get a chance to answer last week.
Right.
Hold up,
To be
so
fair,
last
no,
week
no.
meant nothing.
No,
Exactly.
no,
I
no.
meant
That's
mean
fine.
nothing.
Let's give Kieran the point.
Up the ticks.
Go on,
Let's
give
give
Kieran.
Kieran the point.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
fair.
take the point.
So without further ado, Rowan, take the wheel,
2 seconds,
but don't do an early.
I'm having mic issues.
Excuse me?
I tell you,
At least you heard
Who's
that
he?
one.
He's my favourite singer.
Who? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
Mic issues.
I tell you what,
Oh,
Ollie,
sorry.
Do
You
you
know
think
what?
Ollie's a good singer?
I'm sorry. Can you cut my mic off while I sort this off?
Yeah, that's all right.
I'll let you
No,
speak
he's not a
about
good singer.
I think that's my mic.
That's
Thanks,
yours.
I appreciate
There
that.
we go. You're welcome.
Right, so what should we talk
No, I
about?
was going to say, I think if we're looking at the score lines in the scores on the doors in the quiz places, it's 1 to Kieran, 1 to Kieran,
Oh, yes.
and 0 to Josh.
Josh,
It's
what
the
he's trying to
tricky
say
part
is
that counts, to be
you're
honest.
not good.
No, it's not. Second's the first loser.
Well, to be fair, Kieran won't be here next week anyway, so...
Yeah, Kieran.
Which one?
None of them. He just
None of
wants
them,
to win
that's
the
it,
quiz.
Just me and Rowan next week.
He
So
doesn't
one
want
could win it every week.
He just wants to win the quiz. Desperate times, desperate measures.
Yeah. Right then, without further ado,
Rowan?
take
here.
the stage.
Are you back?
Right, I'm back.
Hey.
So, question number 1. Actually, before we do this, can I have a buzzer sound from everyone? Or do you want to just say your name? But that doesn't really work with you.
Tom Eve's a jungle cat.
Okay, so we're going to...
We'll try. I'll go Yargan as Yar.
And Kieran?
I'll just say...
McTominay.
Yeah, I'll say McTominay.
Okay, well, I think Kieran might have it easiest because he didn't have
Yeah.
as much to say.
McTominay.
Okay, number 1.
McTominay.
So we first
First to buzz in
first buzz.
gets a chance to answer. So this
We
question
will
is,
try and get a buzzer, by the way.
there's top 5 Bundesliga goal scorers so far this season.
Right, okay.
McTominay.
Wait, okay.
I haven't finished. There are 5. If you buzz in, you get a chance to list as many as you can until you get one wrong.
Right.
And then
Yargan
it-
as Yar.
Can we just go around like we did last time?
Well, how do you want to do it? Do you want to go around or...
No, I think it should be first come, first served.
Oh, really? With the I would have just chose the word ding.
All right, I will give everyone a chance to do their buzzer sound.
No, it's staying as Tom Eve's the jungle cat.
Okay, so Tommy's a jungle cat, Yargan is Yar, and McTominay. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Tom Eve's the
Yargan is
jungle
Yar.
cat.
I'm giving it to Kieran because Kieran, I'm giving it to Kieran.
Yes. All right then.
No. I'm giving it to Kieran L because
Yargan
he
is
said
Yar.
Tom Eves is a, and I think that's fair.
Right, so I was going to say, so basically what I'm going to do here,
has gone
boys,
well.
the tactic is secure the bag.
Go on.
Lewandowski.
Wrong.
Don't say it, I thought I was saying.
Kieran, other Kieran's lost it. Go on, yes, correct. He's gone. Go on.
Right.
There
I'll
are
be
4
honest.
more,
I'll be
surprisingly.
honest. He's the only player I had.
You're also going to get 10 seconds just so.
Serge Gnabry.
Are they done?
It's gone from the right side.
Incorrect.
I'm out, lads, I'm out.
3.
McTominay.
Okay.
Yargan is
Bastos.
Yar.
Incorrect. Josh has got free reign. If Josh gets one wrong, it goes back round. So you can all just answer again.
I only heard one of yours. Hennings is up there of Dusseldorf.
Correct.
Timo Werner.
Correct.
Wow.
Amin Harit.
Incorrect. Goes back out. We'll go in a order.
McTominay.
No, it's me.
We'll go in
'cause
an
I
order.
ordered first.
Yeah.
I ordered first. Why are we
Go
in a
on.
takeaway? I'm going to go with Marcus Thuram.
Incorrect.
Oh.
McTominay. No,
No,
I'm not
you
saying
don't
the
have to-
McTominay thing.
you don't have
You
to
don't
say-
need to buzz in.
Is my mic really
Pacienza.
low?
Paciente. No.
Is my mic really low?
No.
Or is it quite? Is that
There you
right?
go. You're right.
Yeah,
Sounds
yeah,
fine.
Right,
Good, is
Josh. I'll just say for everyone, Lewandowski, Werner, and Hennings have all been said.
Right, okay.
It's got the same name as me.
You've already said Marcus Thuram.
I have.
Wout Weghorst.
Yep.
Oh, he's up there. Of course he is.
There is
That's
one more
four.
left.
David Velt.
What are you doing?
Dodi Luca Baggio.
Incorrect.
Oh,
You might not
Luka
get this.
Baccio's a great player.
Yeah.
Alassane Player.
Incorrect.
Bloody hell.
We go around once more after this, and then I'll end it.
No, give clues.
No, I think that's probably fair, innit? Because
Yeah.
we'll be here all day.
No, clues, man.
Okay.
We're on time.
Not yet.
Okay.
We'll give clues soon.
Yeah. So who's next?
me.
It's McTominay.
You've got 10 seconds, Kieran.
Oh, bloody hell.
I'm not cheating,
Good
by the way.
question.
I was going to say, it looks like I'm cheating.
Kuame.
Who?
Kuame.
No. Sorry. No, incorrect. Josh?
Oh Jesus.
My knowledge of
Put me on
Bundesliga is not that
Put
good.
me on the spot here. Kevin Volland.
Incorrect.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a good show.
First clue. He's not. 2 seconds.
Just saying
He.
Rowan.
All right. He's a forward.
Just saying
Oh,
Rowan.
that, right, that's not a clue.
Just saying Rowan. I'm not looking, but I could see that there.
My bad.
And I could see your photo.
All right.
Right. So do you know who it is?
No, I could see your photo, but I didn't see
Oh,
who it
right,
was.
okay. Go on. I was going to say, you can't just say it's a forward because I presume
Okay.
that anyway.
They are not in the top 6.
Nils
Bloody
Peterson.
hell.
Incorrect.
Go on.
Right, Kieran.
I have no idea. I don't watch Bundesliga.
John, you can have another clue.
No,
Oh, well, I
don't
wouldn't have
feel-
guessed
don't feel
Nils
that's-
Peterson.
It's
I
a
don't
clue.
think that's fair. Go around one more time and then.
Go
give
on.
us a clue.
All right. You can pass if you don't know.
Yeah, pass. I have no idea.
Lucas Alario.
Incorrect. Final one. They're not in the top 10, but they're not in the bottom 5. Bottom 3.
Right.
So they're the team he plays for are either in 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th.
right,
or
okay.
15th.
I'm going to go with Milot Rashica.
Incorrect.
That's a good guess, that one
He
actually.
played for Werder Bremen.
Yeah.
They are 13th.
Oh Jesus, it's quite tough this.
After this one, give us the club and then we'll go after
I
that.
have no idea.
Are you skipping then? Are you?
It's Josh's go.
It's you?
Yeah.
After me?
It's Josh's go. Yeah.
No, it's
It's Josh's
No,
go.
it's
Yeah.
always Kieran after me.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that knows.
Oh, that was worth it then.
5,
um.
4. You should
I'll
have
just say,
time before.
sorry, Jean Cordoba.
Incorrect. The
I think
colour.
they're in the relegation
Yeah,
zone
they are.
anyway. Yeah.
Union Berlin.
Bloody hell.
Oh,
Trimmel.
no. Tarodi?
Incorrect.
No,
Kieran.
he's
Trimmel.
just stuck- oh,
Incorrect.
He's a left wing back. That's why.
We could never know.
Oh,
He's a pacey attacker.
I'm
No.
not gonna lie. I don't think I'll be able to.
Five.
to
I won't get his
guess.
name.
This is the tough one. Are you ready? Do you want to just shout
Should
around?
we?
Right,
sh- yeah,
I'll give it up. I don't
yeah,
know.
we'll.
Does it begin with a D?
It begins with an A.
Oh.
His second, first is called Sebastian Andersson.
No,
Oh.
no.
No, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
no,
have got
no,
that.
no.
one.
He's
that.
Swedish. I
That's
knew
all
that was
right.
the only one. So the scores on the doors are Josh is currently on 3 points, with Kieran L, which is Kieran to my left, is on 1. Right.
I hate the Bundesliga.
This okay.
It's the place to be.
I'm going to do the buzz.
Especially this year.
I'm going to do the buzz thing again. And so let's say if
Oh,
Josh buzzes in
bloody hell.
first, and he gets one wrong, you two
Right.
buzz in, and that then
Yeah,
creates
yeah,
the
yeah,
order.
yeah. The order. Yeah, I like that.
Understandable.
Like that.
Okay.
I hope we do get buzzers when we become a
I
high
will
budget
try and sort
podcast.
something out
When we pretend to be
get-
professional.
I requested a McTominay's there sound
Right.
last week.
So,
tight budget.
in dedication, because the FA Cup was last weekend,
It was.
I've got the winners from the 2008/9 season
Oh.
up to last year. Can you name me one?
Tommy's a
McTominay.
good cat.
I didn't finish my question. Can you name me all of them?
McTominay.
Shaw.
Oh, that's
But
not.
I'm giving it to Kieran because he answered first.
What?
Yeah, no, I did.
Okay.
I shan't.
I want the year and then the club.
Hold up. You want the year as well?
I want the year and then the club.
I kind of zoned out.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll tell you which years have gone once you say it.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
Wait, do I have to tell you the year?
Yes.
Oh, well, I'm screwed then.
I know.
Oh, no,
Right,
do you know what? Do you know
okay.
what? No.
You
No.
can-
You know what? We're
There's
fine.
an easy point,
fine.
obviously.
2018-19, Manchester City.
That's 1 point. You could try work backwards.
I'm trying, but I'm gonna go. I don't know whether to go a different approach.
Tommy's Jungle Cat.
I can't believe that.
How was that won twice in a row?
He's so used to saying it.
2015-16 Arsenal? Or have I missed the year out?
Incorrect.
Okay. Right. I don't like the year.
Yeah.
2008-9 was Chelsea.
Correct.
2011-12 was Man City.
Incorrect.
What year did bloody Yaya Toure win it with them?
Josh.
Jesus. Oh.
Oh.
Oh God.
Oh.
2014 to 15 Arsenal.
2014-15 Arsenal. Correct.
Was it? Oh Jesus! What was the year the Wigan won it? Was it 2012 to 2013 Wigan?
Correct.
Oh right, okay. Was it 2016 to 2017 Manchester United?
Incorrect. Okay, I'll tell you the years that are
We've
left.
never won FA Cup.
We've got 2017-18.
We have, but not recently.
I can't remember when you won it.
2017-18, 2016-17, 2015-16, 2013-2014, and then 2011-2012, 2010-2011,
Right,
2009-2010.
Doesn't
20
really make much.
2013-14 Arsenal.
2013-14 Arsenal. Correct.
Pretty sure that's on my heartbreak.
It's just chucking Arsenal, isn't
No.
it?
Well, this is the thing, because it's 14-15 Arsenal.
Oh no, we have
14-15 was Arsenal.
have won it.
13-14 was Arsenal.
I can't believe you didn't get.
2017-18, was it Man United?
No.
Oh, I just wanted to say it because he said it.
2016-17 Man United. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I'm so stupid.
Incorrect.
Oh Jesus.
I don't like the years,
Right, so the
man.
16 to 17 still open.
Yeah.
16-17 Chelsea.
Incorrect.
Oh my
Really?
God, we are
Wow.
crap at this.
I'm only doing the years because there's a
'Cause
lot.
it's
There's
so-
a lot of repeats.
Yeah.
So,
So, right, go 2017-18 still left, isn't
Yep.
it?
you've got 17-18 and 16-17, and then you've got
Oh.
you've got 17-18, 16-17,
what year
and
they won it.
15-16. And then you've got 11-12, 10-11, and 9 and 10.
11 and 12.
10, 11 and 12.
So,
Go on, Kieran.
2018-19 Man
With
City.
City, and you've got that.
Then it's 2017-18.
Yeah.
Who bloody won it? Why is my memory so bad?
I can remember.
Was 2016-17 there as well?
Yeah.
Man United. Again, I don't know.
No, that's what Kieran guessed.
I don't
Kieran,
know.
correct?
McTominay. 2015-16 was Man United.
It was.
with a Lingard banger.
Mm.
2009-10 was that Chelsea.
2009-10, it was Chelsea.
2010-11 was that Man City.
It was Man City.
On fire, Maguire. 2017-18 Chelsea.
Yeah.
2016-17 Man City.
Incorrect. There are two left in it.
Oh no.
There are two left in the 16-17 and 11-12.
16-17? Who won it?
Once we go back to Kieran, I'll give another
16-17?
clue.
I know who won it.
It's not, you know.
I know who won it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, Arsenal's already been said they hadn't won it. City was said they hadn't won it. I said Chelsea they hadn't won it. It's not Liverpool, no. No, it's not
Liverpool that won FA Cup for
Liverpool's not
ages.
won it. It's not Spurs. Who won it?
Bloody won it.
Who was it? Might as well say like Hull City or something.
Disrespect.
10.
Burnley, 16-17.
Incorrect.
Darn it.
Right.
Right.
Do you want the
Go on.
clues?
Yeah, go for it.
You've already said both
I
of
know
these
it
teams.
was.
You've already said these.
16-17 Arsenal.
Correct.
And then
Final one is 11 and 12.
11-12 Chelsea.
Ah, you
Yep.
bastard.
Correct.
Oh.
I knew that.
When did Wigan win it?
2012-13.
You
You
said
said that.
You said that.
You
Yeah,
literally said that one.
You got the point.
Nice.
How many
Um,
points did you get?
I don't want to add them up yet. 'cause I
Right,
don't
fair
know.
enough.
That's fair enough.
Okay. So this season so far, as of yesterday, last night, I've currently got the top 3 youngest players so far to play this season.
McTominay.
And I've... Okay. Go on.
Mason Greenwood.
That's 1 point.
Wait, how many players is there?
3.
Oh, great.
Well, you didn't let me finish the question, so yeah, top 3 youngest players to play for that.
Harvey Elliott.
Incorrect. I will finish the question. I will finish the question now for both of you two. Top 3 youngest players to play so far this season, and the top 3 oldest.
So fucking I can't.
Where's in the Premier League?
Yes.
Tommy Eves the Jungle Cat.
There we go.
Tahith Chong.
Incorrect. You know all the players, by the way. Josh.
Oh Jesus!
All right.
Youngest players.
Oh, I'm a douche.
Premier League's not a speciality, so this is a
Don't-
great chance for you guys to get.
I've
points.
got one, so don't say anything.
I'm
not gonna say anything.
Oldest. I can't think straight.
There's
I
youngest
can't
and
think
oldest.
Straight. I can't. I'm
gonna
under
give you
serious
10.
pressure.
Can't think straight, so you let the funky music do the talking.
9.
Am I after this, by the way?
Yeah.
Right.
8.
Is Zabaleta one of the oldest?
Incorrect.
Oh.
Kieran.
Let's be fair, all the youngest play for Man United because they field their under 14.
All right, no need.
Oh.
I know one.
I think I know
Kieran
one.
D.
What did I just say?
You said Mason
Phil
Greenwood.
Foden.
Incorrect.
Right. Phil Jagielka.
Correct.
Because he only
That's good,
started
that's
last
good.
week.
Yep. So I'll just give you a hint. Phil Jagielka was the oldest, and Mason Greenwood was the youngest.
Okay. Dwight McNeil.
Incorrect.
I think he's 20. Isn't he 21?
I don't know. I just know that he's like a kid.
Yeah.
No.
Though he's older than you.
No, I honestly don't think I'm going to get
You know the
any.
players.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
why not Matty Longstaff?
Incorrect.
Oh,
That was a good
effort.
shout. That
No,
was
it's
a good shout. That's a
Yeah,
really good
that's
shout.
what I was thinking.
That's Kieran.
Fikayo Tomori.
Incorrect.
What's the story for Kyle Tomori, wouldn't you like to know?
I'll give a hint after this when he goes back to the
Yeah,
Kieran.
no, that's completely fine. Who's really old? Like, literally, like,
The Queen?
ancient. Wheelie Mount.
The Queen.
Oh.
It's really hard, this,
Oh.
actually. Brandon Williams.
Incorrect.
No way.
What?
No way.
You think he's 19?
Glenn,
From what I've got here, no.
No way.
Josh.
He said Glenn Murray.
Glenn Murray.
Incorrect.
That's a
Oh.
good
Okay.
shout. You're making some good shouts.
He's
There are-
he's a youthful man.
In the oldest one, they are. I don't know what I can say here. I can give their age.
They're old.
I can give their age, but
I feel like if you give the age, then I feel like it gives us a bit more of an advantage.
fine. I'll give you the age for the oldest players. Number 2 is 36 years old, 7 months and 27 days. And Claudio Bravo.
Oh my god.
Well,
Right.
is he by any
Oh,
chance
I'll go for Claudio Bravo.
No, we can't give that.
Right, just
No.
forget about that one.
Null
Just forget
and
about that
void. What a silly man.
Can I actually have a guess for the youngest? Curtis Jones.
Incorrect.
David Martin.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Ben.
Go on. Who was it?
I didn't hear.
Ben? Ben who? Ben who?
Nah, it's all right. We'll leave the point on that one because everybody's
Oh, it
gonna
was Ben
know.
Foster. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
Ben who?
I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say
It's-
before Ben Foster, I was gonna say maybe Willie Caballero.
It's really annoying that you're not getting
I'm
it.
just trying to
So,
go for like older
so I'll just
ones.
give it. So it was Phil Jagielka, and then it was Ben Foster and Claudio Bravo.
How old's Ben Foster?
He's 36 years and 7
Jesus
months. and
Really?
27 days.
So the only young
Wow.
players we've got is
Yeah.
Mason Greenwood, because apparently Brandon Williams is one of the veterans of the Premier League.
And there's 2 more
Oh,
left.
Jesse Lingard.
Oh, I'm so
You
sorry.
had like 18 guesses.
All right, go on, Josh.
That wasn't a guess.
2 youngest.
Well, that's bad because I was.
Didn't he
literally
just say
sitting
Willie
guessing.
Caballero?
Not for the young.
No,
it's
'cause
the
I already gave the
oldest.
answer.
Yeah, I was guessing the oldest.
Oh, I've
'cause
really messed up the
the
quiz this
youngest
time.
isn't my my best.
10.
I'll go for
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Just pass. Yeah, pass. I'm not gonna guess.
Morgan Gibbs White.
Incorrect. You're forgetting some really obvious
We
players.
should have gone
there.
round with a clue, to be fair. But
Oh, yeah, go on.
Hamza Chowdhury.
Incorrect. He's old.
He's not
Was
old.
that 21?
Aging
Exactly.
Hamza Chowdhury.
I'll give you the ages after this.
Oh, I don't think that's gonna help.
No.
This is when they made the debut, obviously.
Can I just say, we're supposed to be a football podcast, and we are rubbish at these
But we
quizzes.
don't know the fucking. The blinding.
Oh, he's all
It's alright, I've already sworn.
suitable
yeah.
for kids.
Ah,
Suitable-
right. So he's already sworn. So that's bottled it. We don't
Sorry
know
to the
who's in the
younger audience listening.
Don't know who's in the kindergarten, do we, of the Premier League?
Very,
5,
very American.
4, 2, 3,
5, 4, 2.
2,
This is going very well
1.
today. Pass.
Josh. Okay. Second place is 18 years, 17 days. Third place is 18 years, 1 month and 24 days.
Miss him out.
Correct. I'll give you another clue after it go around again.
Bloody hell! Just tell you what, this is really bloody difficult.
Is this right now or when they made the debut?
It's this season so far.
Why is it so difficult? I can't think of any bloody.
There'll be ones where you'll go, I knew that one.
Oh my
Oh,
God! No, do you know what? It's annoying.
Oh, God.
Aaron Connolly.
Incorrect.
Oh, the guy who made the debut. I remember for
Oh.
Brighton. Thought he might have been in there.
Troy Parrott.
It's not you, but
Troy
Right.
Parrott.
incorrect.
No,
See?
Okay.
Mind games.
The team are in the top 10.
both of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll give you another clue because they both play for the same team.
It's Man United. It's bloody Man
It
United.
isn't. Angel Gomez.
Incorrect.
Oh.
It isn't Man United. They can't all three of them be from Man United.
They are in the top 10, the team.
Yeah, Man United aren't in.
Yes, they are.
Only just.
Bloody hell. Reece James.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Dean Henderson.
Incorrect. I'll give you another clue. They're in the top 9.
So they're not from Man United then.
Wait, yeah, but it was. Go for it.
Bukayo Saka.
Correct.
Good,
Up
good,
the ticks.
good effort.
Which
good.
means you've got the club.
Oh, Christ, I've bottled it now.
Go on.
No, it's
Oh,
a
I know what it is as well. I know what it is.
Go on.
Oh, do I get another go?
Yeah.
Gabriel Martinelli.
good effort. Good effort. Yeah.
So after a bit of the bottle of the question with the oldest players, Kieran D got 3 and Kieran L got 1. Okay. The next
And
question.
then Rowan got the other 2.
Yeah, I know, correct.
Didn't give me a chance to get
I know,
any.
Okay, this next one is just a quick one. I'm going to give you a club, and you've got to guess the manager. I'm going to give you 3 clubs. You've got to guess the manager played. But I'm going to
Wait,
the
you've
what?
got to guess the manager played.
Sorry, my bad.
Right, so say this again.
So,
'cause
it'd be
you-
three,
you gotta guess the
three
manager for the club.
clubs, and you've got to guess who he's managed.
Yeah, but I'm going to
Yeah.
say one club at a time.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Ah, right. I
And
get
You ready?
can this we go around in a circle rather than?
I'm going to say buzz in because
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it's circle, it
that's
gives some.
Right, go on.
Italy.
Tom Eves the Jungle Cat. I don't even bloody know any Italy managers. Mancini.
No.
McTominay and Rich Sorry.
No.
Jurgen Klopp, Antonio Conte.
No. Wait, who did you say?
Mancini.
No. Okay.
It's my new bus sound.
Okay. Italy, PSG.
Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
Ancelotti.
Correct.
Oh, I was thinking Ancelotti here.
The other one was Napoli.
I was
So that's why I
Oh.
started with Italy because
I was thinking
Yeah,
Parma.
Ancelotti.
that's a good one.
I was going to go Parma, but I
Could
didn't
have
know
gone like
if that-
AC Milan.
Palmer.
And I didn't know if you were obvious.
Palmer
though.
off.
Chelsea as well.
Okay, right. The question is this one is top goal scorers for nations. So I'll give you a nation
Wait,
Hell.
hold up. For their nation or in their league?
for their nation.
Right,
Oh,
okay.
Jesus.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
you
I'll
give
say
you give a nation.
I'll say the nation. You just got to buzz in.
Okay.
Germany.
McTominay. Jurgen Klinsmann.
Incorrect. You're not allowed to
Tom
answer
Eves the
anymore.
Jungle Cat. Miroslav Klose.
Correct.
Why did I say Klinsmann?
Jurgen Klinsmann.
Doing a dive.
Spain.
McTominay. Raul.
Incorrect. You're not allowed to answer.
Tom Eves the Jungle Cat. David Villa.
Correct.
Come
Come on, Josh.
Shabba.
Raul like last
I'm
last
just enjoying this battle, to be honest.
Raul like last week.
Where's the Yargunner's Yar?
I'm just enjoying this
Hold
fight
up,
here.
hold up.
Rowan's getting his phone.
Oh,
Netherlands.
McTominay. Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Tom Eves the Jungle Cat. Marco van Basten.
Incorrect. Josh, you've got free reign. You can guess as many as you want.
Iron
What?
Robin.
No, that's not
They should
fair.
only get one.
Get in.
Yeah, one and then go around
Iron-
again.
Iron
Incorrect.
Robin.
Right, back to you because you guessed
McTominay.
first.
Van Persie.
Yes.
Oh.
I was going to say, we can go back in the circle. Not giving him as many. Go on, Josh.
Right, you guys have got it wrong, but Josh has not answered, so
Is
we
it
can have all the
Leroy
guesses.
Fair?
Yes.
Jonathan D. Guzman.
Australia.
Jurgen Klopp.
Oh, it's obvious.
Tim Cahill.
Obvious.
Yeah.
I thought it was Mark Viduka.
I thought it was Jackson Irving.
Ryan Nelson.
Liberia.
Jurgen Klopp. George Weah.
Oh, that's obvious. That's so
Should have
obvious.
been faster. 2 seconds.
Firing these answers.
I'm just going to check something.
Just got to make sure his sources are right.
Did anyone-
Just
did anyone-
because.
Yeah.
Is it-
We'll
is it
tell
good?
it after this. It's rubbish.
Oh.
It's absolutely rubbish.
Great.
What the hell is... Right, so I've been told false lies here.
False lie.
False lies.
Isn't a lie always false?
A false lie is a truth.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh no, I'm correct. Okay.
See, he did get told a false
Up
lie.
the six. Come on.
England.
McTominay. Why have I just Wayne Rooney?
Correct.
Yeah, no.
I had to check if it worked, Cam.
No, it's not. I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like everyone's head goes to Shearer, but he was better.
That's why
in the
I went to
Prem,
Shearer
yeah.
first, but then I was like, no.
2 more left, and the final one's a bit. France.
Yago Najar, David Trezeguet.
Incorrect.
Tommy Eves the Jungle Cat, Thierry Henry.
Correct.
Ooh.
Okay, this one there.
Not bad.
This one there are 2. So if you can name me 2, you get 2 points. If you can just name me one, you get
1
one.
point.
USA.
Tommy Eves the Jungle Cat, Landon Donovan.
What a guess.
You get a guess at the second one.
Well, don't tell me if it's not. You need to say correct,
Sorry.
so I know I'm
Well, I
right.
definitely marked it down, so it looks like it's
Correct.
Thank you. And oh bloody hell!
I'm gonna give you 5 seconds.
Oh, 5.
10. Give him 10.
I was gonna say settle down.
9, 8,
Don't
7,
whisper it.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0.5. Come on. I'm giving you a chance here.
Do you know what? I've got no idea.
0.
McTominay.
Yago Najar.
I said definitely said McTominay first.
It was Kieran first.
Clint Dempsey.
Oh, what a douchebag I am! Oh, what a douchebag!
Josh is looking at me with the evil list.
I was going to go Dempsey as
Evil
well.
list.
Right, to end the quiz, the shambles of this quiz,
I think it's
The
alright.
shambles of this podcast.
I'm going to name you 3 teams.
Yeah,
So
that's been a
buzz in.
shambles of a podcast.
You can
so
buzz
far.
in whenever you want.
Right, so you give us 3 teams.
Name who's played for them.
Oh,
All.
bloody hell.
Right.
You can buzz in whenever you want.
Yago Najar, Ghent.
Fair play.
Like last week.
Correct. It is Peter Linker again. You can buzz in whenever you want.
Okay.
Right.
Inter Milan, Werder Bremen, Stoke.
Yago Najar, Xherdan Shaqiri.
Incorrect.
Tommy Eves the Jungle Cat, Bojan Kirkic.
Incorrect.
Oh,
Is it- No. What I'm going to do though, because I hate the rotation.
Kevin
one for
Wimmer.
this. Okay, stop.
McTominay.
Stop.
McTominay.
Stop.
Yago Najar.
You're incorrect.
Yago Najar.
I'm going to give you a countdown.
Yago Najar.
3,
I am
Yago
gonna
Najar.
beat Tom at this.
3,
Yago Najar.
2, 1.
Yago Najar.
Tom.
Marco Nautovic.
Correct.
Why did you call him Tom?
I didn't mean to say Tom. I meant to say
No,
Josh.
he called him Tom as well.
Oh, did you?
It's because he said it. Sorry, Josh.
It's all right.
Sorry to all the Toms out there.
If you two want to do Team of the Week round, why answer
Right.
it?
Right.
So I don't know if you've looked at
So
Team of the
while
Week.
the
haven't. My
answers
phone- my
are
phone's over
being
in the
called
corner.
out, take it away with the last bit of the
Well,
podcast, the Team of the Week corner.
Absolutely rubbish because Ter Stegen's not made it. I don't know how.
Well.
Jasper Cillesen's in there. Van Dijk.
Ooh.
Carvajal.
Ooh.
Bender as a right back
Get in
with
there.
69 pace.
The centre back bender.
I
Or the
don't.
actual right
I
back.
don't know. He's got 69 pace, so it doesn't matter.
Oh.
Dele Alli. Nabil Fekir at right midfield. Get in.
You called that, Josh, didn't you?
Called it.
Odegaard. Victor
me.
Fisher. By the way, this is a starting 11, so you know it's bad because Victor Fisher's made the starting 11.
Football manager legend.
Immobile. Arnautovic. Mitrovic.
Yeah.
And then the bench, it's Costil, Da Silva, Shelby, Pasalic, Cornet, and Berlio, Pabon.
Right, so I've done the
Have
first
on.
2 questions. You're all evil. Evil? You're all equal. You are all,
That's it,
you
you're
are
all
all
evil, thank
equal
you,
on
Rowan.
5 points.
So when we said a shambles
We're
of a
all
podcast,
equal.
this is what we mean.
Oh.
Team of the Week's rubbish. The podcast has been
Well, it's
littered with errors.
it's been quite good, though. I'd say it's been quite fun.
I've
Oh, it's
enjoyed
been a
myself.
laugh.
It's been,
appreciate it.
a
I've
good
enjoyed
episode.
myself.
So how we doing points?
We're nearly
so
done. We're
far?
nearly done. We're nearly done.
Oh,
We're
good,
nearly done.
guys. So in terms of next week, we'll be looking back, of course, at the fixtures that we
Do we
talked
have to?
about. Unfortunately, yes, it
Yeah.
might
Do we
might be
have
bad
to?
when we talk about Man United.
it will be
Fingers
bad.
crossed for you.
All you're going to social will be sacked
Of
by
course,
next week.
tonight there are games on Amazon Prime. Oh,
So that was my
just-
excitement sound.
Next week will be my last podcast until after Christmas.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
I'm going home.
After I've announced the winner, we'll do like
Yeah.
what we do. So
Sorry.
it's a very close one. In third
I think
place,
Josh has won.
in
nah,
third
I'll be
place
third.
with 9 points is Josh.
I'll tell you what,
wow.
though. I think
Yeah.
this would have been a lot different if you hadn't have pulled it back during the top goal scorers there. Because
Yeah.
you did go on quite a good streak.
Streak.
No, we didn't. he only got 2.
Yeah, but he got Liberia.
Rowan,
You all went on
Rowan,
2
how
streak.
many points have you got?
I've got 2, thank you. Right, in
Bloody
second
hell.
place, drum roll please,
Oh, yeah.
on 10
Is it
points.
Kieran by any chance?
On 10 points. On 10 points, it's Kieran L.
Hey,
And winning
2 weeks
the
in a
winner of the whatever the date is, 3rd of December.
It's 4th of December.
4th of December is Kieran D on 11 points, 1 point separate. So now what I'm doing is for the draw of the podcast, I've got a certificate.
Is it the one with Tom Carroll on?
If you win, and because it's Christmas time, I've got Tom Carroll as the certificate.
The Christmas Carol.
The Christmas
I love
Carol.
it, I love it.
So here we go. On the camera, you can see. Point it
Can
up
you
to that camera there.
That camera.
There we go. We've got
Tom
certificate,
Carroll.
The
week
Christmas
3
Carol.
winner.
Week
The
three winner,
Christmas Carol.
I've even done the letters in different colours. There you go.
And it's handed
Kieran, the
over.
winner.
Well done.
Tom Carroll.
Well done, Kieran.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
So
I tell you what, I would have put
I've gotta
more
say,
effort in
that's
if I
been
knew
a
what was on the line.
May I just say,
episode.
excellent quality on this picture right now. Excellent quality. Let me just hold that up. Excellent quality on that. Look at that.
I love it how that was clearly from Match of the Day because it's meant to say Carol on the left. It just says all. It just says all.
So
so
to have a
yeah,
brief
go on.
rundown of how the Top Corner podcast can work over the next few weeks
Over Christmas.
before we head off. We'll be having a podcast as per usual next week on the 11th of
All of us are
December. We'll then be live on Monday, the 16th of December, about 10:30.
Yep.
The Champions League knockout stage group draw occurs at 11 o'clock.
Is that
so
when the Europa League one is as well?
I think that's an hour afterwards.
Oh, so we'll probably do
So
both.
We'll probably do both at the same
That'll
time.
be me and Josh, possibly.
Yeah.
I could probably
most-
get there.
Probably
if you want
Kieran
me
then
to.
as well
Yeah,
then.
if you want
So
me to.
that'll be
Kieran
the
did.
16th of December. There will be a podcast on the 18th of December. However, it's going to be a bite-sized edition as nobody else is here because they've all gone home for
I
Christmas.
mean, I'll be here. I can come if you want.
If you wanted to, we
If you want
could
me to
do
come, I
one.
can come.
Two
It's not
man.
far.
So
Two-man booth.
there'll probably be like a bite-sized edition we'll
Yeah,
do for that one.
Because
Me and Josh.
I was about to say because me and Rowan don't live in Leeds,
Might
so
be a
we've got
bit
to
tricky.
we've got to actually go home for Christmas. God, we've got to go home for Christmas.
Wait.
I'm living in
Hold
here
up.
all Christmas
Hold
long.
up, I
actually.
might actually be able to come in for this.
All right.
All right.
Really?
I may be, and I'll let you know.
Well, if you wanted to, the more the merrier.
I might be in.
So we'll
I'd
have
say-
be the two of
I'd
us.
say I might not be because I'm not going to be here. So
we'll have a podcast on the 18th.
I won't be here.
And then after that,
there might be one of us, two of us, or three of us.
we don't know.
There
But-
will be one of us at least.
Yeah.
But after that, there'll be a couple of episodes. Well, there'll be a couple like little videos and that'll go up in the meantime. But then there won't be another podcast until the 8th of January.
There may be like a
unfortunately.
Well,
15-minute video of like
I was
a
gonna say-
Skype
We can always
conversation.
try doing little bite-sized ones over Christmas over Skype.
Yeah, because
and
we'll
things
be
like
able
that.
because we're hopefully we're going to go to the game on the 4th.
Mhm.
Yeah, the
of,
Rotherham Hall FA Cup match.
yeah. And we'll try maybe get some coverage from that if
Like a live
possible.
report or something.
Yeah, hopefully something in terms of that. Maybe a couple. Hello.
It's us.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hopefully a
Hey,
couple
yeah,
like videos that we can pop up, some photos maybe to put up on
I
the
think we might be back the 4th or
We'll
the 6th.
be back on the, I think it's the 8th.
the 8th
eighth,
because it's the
January.
Wednesday.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
yeah.
we'll try and get some things up in the meantime. But from all of us here, it's been a bit of a messy one. We've
I
all
don't
made
know what- I
mistakes.
don't know
I
what-
said France lost the Euros.
I've got the
No,
quiz
you
wrong.
didn't.
World Cup.
You said
We're
France
making
lost the
mistakes
World
even
Cup.
now.
You've done it
I've
again.
Even Ben Foster.
I've got the quiz wrong. I've sworn once. Kieran's sworn once.
Well, that's all
Kieran
right.
thought Rotherham got knocked out in quarter-final.
yeah, that's true.
These
It's all
things
got
happen.
good.
But it's been quite an eventful episode. So thank you very much to Kieran D,
Thanks
to
very much.
Kieran L, and thank you very much to Rowan.
Thank you very much.
As
Thank
always,
you, Josh.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
very
Josh.
much. We'll be back live Wednesday, 1:04 for the 4th episode. Surely we can't make
I
as
was
many
going to say I
mistakes.
can only
I might
apologise.
just do it now.
Well, from all of us here,
Hopefully not.
thank you very much.
Continue with
And we'll see you
Goodbye.
later.
Bye bye.
Bye.